Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome towards tonight's CGI match. We do have a absolute blockbuster in front of us. We do have Avant Garde up against Frenetic Array, really two powerhouses inside of Group B, and it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out. I can't remember exactly what I've heard from Frey, but I've heard that they haven't been practicing as much, if I recall correctly, but I could be wrong. Regardless, some strong performances coming out of them so far, regardless. 3-0 at the top of the group leaderboard. Now, AV, they're sitting in third position at this stage, but they are close behind and they are very hungry for a victory tonight. And the map rotation is going to be Cobble, Cache, and Overpass. Cobble was a pick from Avant Garde, then Cache was a follow-up pick from Frenetic Array, or Frey for short, and then Overpass is the final map left. So really some excellent maps to watch, some strategic battles going on between these two teams. So it's not going to be something very simple, it's going to be something quite detailed. And Cobble and Overpass, actually quite interesting. We were talking about this, I was talking with this with Neighbor on the caster chat, and these maps are quite infrequently picked actually. And I'm actually kind of glad that they are picked this time. It really will showcase kind of the abilities of each team in the mid game, whether or not they can break down the opposing team, whether they can get the information correctly. And really, this is looking like probably a lower Div 1 fight, as we do have a lot of ex-Division 1 players on Avant Garde, some very, very strong players all coming together. And, well, Frenetic Array, they've been playing together for quite a while. Will Forge be able to lead his team to victory? I guess we'll find out shortly. As we're still waiting for, I think it's AV now we're waiting to get ready at this stage. Yeah, I'm just patiently waiting for everyone to get inside the server, you know, finish off their toilet breaks, get the water ready, get hydrated. Hi Elfish, how it's going? How is it going, should I say? I can't speak English very well. Interesting to see actually the lineups coming out from both sides, so we might as well go through the lineups at this stage. So on Avant Garde we have Godsalov, Mardo, Pili, Haz, and DevK. So I think you might note some of their names, obviously, of ex-Div 1 fame. And on Frenetic Array we have Forge, Seeker, Inno, Catalyst, and K-Star. So it's going to be interesting to see how the AWP battles are going to go. I do think that Godslov is the AWPer, I can't remember exactly. K-Star should be the AWPer for Frey, but it's been a while since I've seen either team play. That's good, Elfish, as we go into the knife round, and probably a crucial knife round. Either team that's going to win most likely going to want to start on the T side, as Seeker isolated, found out by the knives of DevK and Mardo and the terrorists. All of AV have not been tagged, and Haz goes in. He's been isolated, somehow still alive, and really this trade's just going in AG's favour, and they're just going to take a comprehensive victory. All of their players still alive. Mardo getting 3 kills, and are they going to decide to stay, or are they going to change? I'm streaming on YouTube because Twitch, without enough viewers, Twitch doesn't really offer enough congestion. Well, actually, I've got to stop something quickly. I just realised I'm doing something really silly, but it is going to be a best of 3, and it does seem like Avant has switched. Not sure who we're waiting for now. I think we're just waiting for everyone to get ready. But the reason why YouTube is because it's got better congestion servers. If you don't get anything above, I think, 30 viewers, you don't get the ability to switch source options on Twitch. If you don't get the ability to switch, there's just buffering for random viewers, and I really don't like that. And as we are finally live, and interesting to see what Frenetic Array going to do. They're going to stack the B side. Are Avant going to go towards a hard B, or they're going to go towards A? Haz has picked up a full set of grenades, and the rest of the players have picked up armor. And we see DevK, he's the first man just to go towards B. The rest of the terrorists going towards A. Meanwhile, Frey, more than happy to just play a 2-3 default with, we see Forge and K-Star teaming up together towards long A. But really, the counter is not playing very passive, and we actually see 3 inside of mid, as we are slowly seeing the terrorist now crawling up sewers. Forge may be in a bit of trouble. He's in between a bad situation, as we do see Mato. They've set up a nice crossfire. Forge dueling it out desperately. K-Star does fall to Gotslov, and Pili does manage to get the pick onto Forge afterwards. DevK now coming in from behind. He should be able to do some damage as the rest of AV are charging on towards the A site. Inno managed to pick off Pili. The bomb dropped towards stable, and DevK coming from the lurk was unable to do any work. Now it's Gotslov and has the last two left standing, and they've managed to get a kill apiece. Now Inno, the last man left standing on side the site. They have managed to retrieve the bomb and are heading towards the B site. As see, he needs to check a lot of corners. I'm not sure. He's unable to get K-Star's kit, which has been dropped towards long A, and needs to hide on 3 HP and no armor. He needs to get a very good shot in, should I say. Gotslov within chicken. Should be able to do some more work. Now, one of the terrorists being spotted. Inno is now coming across. He spot out takes him down, but he doesn't know that Gotslov was still in chicken. Gotslov has done the sneaky, and he should be able to come behind and easily take out Inno, and he's just waiting for Inno to go in the defuse. This is brilliant play from Gotslov, and he should be able to get his third kill very easily, and there it is. Avant's going to pick up the pistol round. That's really, really smart play happening from Gotslov, and well deserved to actually pick up that round towards the end. It was looking a little bit dire for them, but they managed to get the bomb recovered and heading towards the B site. Now, they do need to slow it down. They've got an AK in the hands of Pili. They have a lot of assault rifles, so this may indicate more of just a sit and take kind of situation. The counter-terrorists more than happy just to kind of just force up caliber P250s, but not really buy armor. They've playing very aggressive towards B platform as we see Seeker boosted up. Pili is watching the line and nearly finds Seeker. A good grenade should do some damage, and it does look like that AV are going to be tagged slightly towards that B side. Still not going anywhere yet, as they are unable to suss out any more information other than just two counter-terrorists in B. They know that one was boosted up. Now Forge, he's coming in towards sewers. I think he's heard the flash from Gots as he spotted out Gots. Now Forge is going to fall back, and K-Star has the Deagle, spotting mid through the vent room. As the bomb in B halls may indicate that Avant may want to make a bit of noise towards the A site and just come back and just take the B site after forcing the rotates out of the counter-terrorist. One Molotov used, not sure exactly where it was used. Smoke's now being deployed on towards the B site. The flash goes. Pili leading the charge, finds Inno. He's completely blinded, but does manage to get the kill in the end. Has now coming from behind, finds Catalyst very easy. Seeker within chicken gets one kill, but falls very quickly. Now Gotslov, he was playing the lurker position. He was unable to find Forju, gets the pick with the P250. And K-Star, he's got the Deagle and he's waiting for Haz to come through, but Haz is just walking around the spiral and he makes his way towards drop room. AV should be able to hold this quite healthily. They've got all rifles still on them. They've only lost the SMGs. I think they lost the MAC-10, and I don't know what Pili had, but oh no, he had the UMP, and we do see Haz on the chase. He spotted out K-Star. K-Star in a really poor situation, is he's going to be taken down very easily, and the last man left standing is going to be Forge. He's got the MAC-10. He hears Haz isolated, and Forge makes a complete hash job of that MAC-10, and Haz whips out the Glock and finishes him off. So a bit of a poor play from Forge, as Avant pick up that second round with a little bit of trouble, but they should be able to upgrade quite nicely. And we already see Gotslov. He's got the Galil given to him from Haz. Haz forces up the AK. Pili, he's just going to buy the MAC-10. And once again, Frey just more than happy just to buy P250s and just the single nade on Inno. K-Star opting to stay with the USP as he's going to be the AWP for the team, as we just see a hard B push coming out of B platform. They're pushing through the smoke. They run directly into wall counter-terrorists, but it's no matter as Pili gets two. Haz gets the first frag onto Inno. And K-Star and Forge are the last two left standing, but they should fall very shortly as Pili picks himself up a nice 4K. With 2 kills from the Glock with a bit of assistance from his teammates. Now it's going to be the buy round. Seekers drop the AWP for K-Star, and they're going to be able to afford enough utility on most of the players. Seeker the only player just to able to force up the smoke grenade. And interesting to see that AV just actually still staying with the Galils on DevK and Gots, so very confident in their aim as K-Star gets the first pick onto Gotslov. And he's got the backup from Forge as they do manage to fall back. So a successful opening pick allows the advantage for Frey in the first buy round. Has hit very hard by that grenade, and Inno manages to dodge most of that damages. We just see an aggressive smoke grenade on towards drop. I say aggressive because it looked very angry as it bounced off of the drop room wall. DevK is making his way back towards B as the bomb slowly thinking about pushing out of B halls. Marto's going to be leading the charge with the AK, but B platform going to be smoked off by Catalyst as the Molotovs go down towards B platform. Avant, they're thinking about pushing through the smoke, but they're just going to delay it. They were unable to get any territorial advantage after the Molotovs, and they are going to be pushing out now, but Seeker's been boosted up. He gets one. He's going to be taken out from behind, but Catalyst managed to take down one player, has turning around, takes down Inno. Catalyst needs to fall back towards the rock, and Marto, he's dropped the bomb and he's taken down. A 3-on-1 now. He does manage to throw a high flash, gets one, but unfortunately unable to come across and get the picks towards the end as Catalyst cleans up with the A4, so Frey winning the first buy round quite convincingly, only losing 2 players, and they should be able to get a couple of drops and still get a full buy, and we see a full set of utilities coming out from the counter-terrorists. Meanwhile, Avant, they've also forced up an AWP in the hands of Gots, as he's just spotting towards long halls, and K-Star does peek that, and he's going to be found quite easily, and it's probably going to be reversed now. They've got the player advantage, and Frey, they now have to make do with 4 players, as Forge is by himself on the A site, and he's going to be a little bit scared as he's just playing all the way back on the site itself. DevK is slowly thinking about pushing in towards, I'm actually not sure what that's called. I used to call it tower, I guess mid. A mid. Interesting. I actually don't know a lot of the callouts for Cobblestone. But we do see Marto going to be nading out the cutoff and B platform. But Catalyst, I think, responding with a smoke grenade of his own. As we see a flash just stalling them further. But AV going to be planning to hit the B site. We see DevK coming across. K-Star timing out. Great internet as we see a bit of connectivity issues already happening. But they're ready to hit the site, and they're going to be executing onto it shortly. As Inno's actually gone all the way back towards A. It's a 2-on-5 hold. There is barely any utility on the players on B side as Gotslov gets the pick onto Seeker, and they're just going to charge straight in. Catalyst gets one pick, but has nice pick onto Inno through the smoke. Catalyst is just dancing around through the smoke. Has nearly finds him, but he's still able to hide safely as he does manage to find Catalyst in the end. Catalyst unable to sneak through, and Forge, the last man left standing, just has to stave the M4 as he's on a desperate run. Does manage to neutralize a chicken on his way. Animal cruelty happening right there, and he should be able to pick up the AWP and probably heading towards tower to save it. The terrorists are trying to actively hunt as Forge does manage to run into a chair, but it looks like he's just going to stay inside of the castle courtyard and towards the cutout side of the edge of the map, and it looks like AV aren't going to be able to find him unless they go very aggressively up. I don't think they'll check that corner, so he should be able to save the AWP, but they are working in pairs. He is going to be checked. No, he doesn't check that corner. They've gone the wrong way. Forge is going to stay alive with the AWP. Not sure if he's going to push out and risk it. Yeah, it looks like he's not, just switching his aim towards tower, but he's going to be able to save that AWP. They're unable to check the corner towards the end, but as a result, though, Avant is going to be able to pick up another round. It's going to force Frey onto an eco. They do have the AWP on K-Star. Interesting to see that he's not going to buy armor. He's just going to go straight for the AWP. And looks like he's going to go towards B site. So mixing it up this time is Forge playing very aggressively towards mid, smoking it up and just coming back. The rest of Frey just more than happy to play safe as Avant just being careful of the eco rush from the counter-terrorists. They just want to play a nice anti-eco. They know they've got Frey on the ropes and they should be able to win this one. Forge does take a nice chunk of damage from Gotslov, who's still spotting the smoke towards the edge of sewers, but I don't think Forge is going to progress any further beyond that. As we also see he's working his way towards drop, and he finds Seeker very easily. No head armor is going to get a nice clean kill. K-Star, I think, missed the first AWP shot. It was boosted up, and I think AV may want to go back towards A. Indeed, the bomb is going back towards A. Nice line from Gotslov is going to find Forge, as has really just cut off the rotation for the counter-terrorists. The counter-terrorists now actually pushing through B halls to see if they can get a lurk kill, and it looks like Inno is actually coming from above, dropping. He's just gone away and hasn't been able to find Pilly. Pilly is just okay, the counter-terrorists above me. It looks like they're going towards T-spawn, and K-Star, they're going to try and save the AWP of K-Star and see if he can get a couple of guns in the process. Marto is actually on 16 HP, so he needs to be careful, as we see all the counter-terrorists actually going towards the tower. So K-Star is going to be spotting it from tower with the AWP. May be able to find DevK, I'm not sure, as he is making his way towards the T-spawn. He hasn't been spotted yet. It looks like the counter-terrorist is more than happy just to play passive. DevK has made it below tower, as They're slowly creeping up. Interesting Go TV switch towards Mato as he's just spraying in the sky. DevK now coming up. Nice flashbang. Should flash a couple of them as DevK just fall back. I think they know that they are within within the tower, but they're just unable to do anything really as they are able to get away and save once again. Now, they are going to be forcing up behind this. Catalyst, this is a really poor buy from a lot of the counter-terrorists. They've opted to go for utility. That's what they have to do. We do see just a lot of FAMASas. But so far, they've been losing a lot of these aim deals. AV have been able to get the advantage on top of them. As we actually just see Mato just directly boosted up to just stop any CT aggression or any boosters. You know, he's going to pop flash himself out and find Haz a nice kill onto Haz, even though Haz wasn't flashed. So, really just some yo-yo rounds happening so far. It looks like whoever's getting the first pick does have the advantage towards the latter half of the map. As Forge playing very close towards Old Tower. I don't know if Old Tower's correct, as a bunch of grenades now coming in towards drop. It looks like AV just continuing their aggression towards the B site. And it's going to force the counter-terrorists to actually use a lot of their utilities. Seek is actually pushing on towards platform. And he knows that the Molotovs are being used. He's now pushed towards the cutout quite safely, but the bomb has made its way back towards A. Forge now going to be peeking out. Mato is about to come across the corner as he's going to be smoked off. So this may delay Avant's push a little bit further, or even just force them to use a lot more utility just to get access. And we do see the Molotov and Flashbang being used just to gain access in that mid position. And KStar going to be falling back towards balcony with the AWP. And Forge is still alive, and this is really important. They've given up the map control of mid, but they're still alive and able to play the retake. 30 seconds left. Avant, they need to go into A site now, or they need to double back, but it looks like they are committing towards A site. There is no going back for them as the smokes and flashbangs coming out. Gotslov finds the first pick. Forge gets one into DevK. He's trying to spray down now, unable to find any more, however. Catalyst and Inno have pushed already very quickly. Inno gets Gotsilov. Mato coming across. Inno getting the third kill of the round. Pilly, he's the last man left standing. 8 seconds left on the timer. Does find Inno, but I don't think he's got any time to get the bomb plant down, and he's going for it, but he's unable to do so. And the round time is going to end, and he's just going to have to hide. He's going to make it out successfully. The counter-terrorists are unable to pick up any stronger guns. They didn't want to risk it, but afraid they do manage to get a crucial round in their hands. As we see, they still have enough money to buy up. An AWP once again in the hands of Gotsilov. A full set of utility on all the players except for Pilly. He didn't get any cash in the last round, so he's going to be very, very poor as a result. Missed flashbang for Catalyst. There's a bit of an aggressive B hold from the counter-terrorists, but the boys from Avant Garde are going towards the A site as we see Forge and K-Star just setting up a crossfire as the rest of the terrorists are going towards these A holes. There is no one towards B, and we see Inno. He's coming across, he's peeking across, and there's the first flash that's been heard. Now, they know that DevK is towards mid. K-Star gets a nice trade on towards him as the terrorists have made their way on towards the site. Inno still dancing around the APC, finds Pilly, but Pilly manages to win the one-on-one aim deal as Catalyst dancing up and down on balcony. Mato's going to find him, and I think at this stage Frey going to be saving. There's no way for them on towards the A site. The terrorists have a nice crossfire set up as we do see the first Molotovs and smokes coming out, and Frey just falling back. They are losing this half quite heavily. I think they're going to be forced onto another eco after this round. They have no cash whatsoever. Meanwhile, Avant Garde, they're just slowly building up their bank as they've only lost DevK in this round. He should be able to buy up in the next round. He's got cash after this death as we see Seeker and K-Star. They're going to be making their way towards the tower once again and just trying to save their guns. The rest of the terrorists leaving towards B, leaving the site completely open, a little bit risky. Next time, we probably should just play one person just waiting behind just to make sure that there's no counter-terrorist trying to do a sneaky ninja defuse, but afraid just not going to risk it. As Avant are up 6-2 now, they are in comprehensive, I say, in the lead as well, because their economy is in great shape in terms of a tight-fought battle. Now, I think Neba did make the mention that Frey are slow starters, and this really isn't their pick of the map, so it's not surprising to see them probably just warm up later towards the evening as Looks like Catalyst, he's actually forced up a FAMAS. I'm not sure what the reason behind that was, but it looks like they're actually force bought on all their players. So they've actually forced up an M4 on Forge as well as on just Forge, sorry. Catalyst has forced up the FAMAS, and Inno, he's got the P250 as well as the head armor and pistol. And we see DevK and Gotulov working in unison. This is really smart, as they are coming towards long A, and this is really reassuring to see that they've got each other's back. K-Star, he's in danger of being found out very shortly by Gotulov, as Gotulov misses the first shot, but they know that there is an AWP towards A long hauls now. Seeker, he's being mollied off very quickly. There's no... Oh, he does make it out with just 10 HP left. Very risky, but Inno, he's playing very aggressively, and he's going to be taken out eventually by Gotulov. Oh, a Pilly. Amazing shot while warping to take down K-Star, as... But should be able to charge on the A site without being contested. Seek is very low. Just a little bit of a tap of a bullet is going to clean him up. And Avant, they're charging their way on towards the A site. Molotov's coming out towards APC just to make sure that there are no counter terrorists. And this is a really good execution. Because Smoke's just unable to... Oh, DevK through the smoke finds Forge. But this setup just absolutely smart from Avant. And this is really just textbook cobblestone play. Work in unison, get the picks towards A side, force the map open, and really there's nothing that the counter-terrorist can do, as I think there's a bit of a fail boost that happens there, as we see Mato actually moving very quick towards T-spawn to cut the counter-terrorists from rotating out and towards tower, and now they're stuck within B halls. We actually see DevK, he's slowly pushing his way up through T-con. He may be able to spot out Catalyst very soon. He does manage to spot out Catalyst, but Catalyst gets the first frag. Seeker now sprinting and trying to shoot down, I think it was Mardo. But now they're actually trapped in a very poor situation. Mardo does manage to fall in the end. Gotslov gets one frag. Catalyst does manage to take down the AWP, but the rest of the terrorists now chasing in unison, and Pilly, he will get the final frag in the end. So Frey unable to save any guns, forced onto an eco situation. The force buy did not work for them in that situation, and really there's nothing they can do at this stage. They're losing their aim deals, and really Avant are just working their way slowly around the map, just slowly strangling any hold the counter-terrorists have, just using their utilities really smartly. One flashbang is going to just stop any counter-terrorists from pushing out, as we just see them mixing it up. They're just now rushing fast into A long. We have Gotsulov just making a bit of noise towards B. He's just got an AK, so there's no AWPs. They haven't bothered with it, as now the execution begins on towards the A site. Mardo needs to be careful not being found out, but he's lurking, should be able to find one. He has actually comes in through sewers. He's backed up Mardo and finds 2 quick kills, as now the bomb is making its way up in towards A side. DevK going to be found out by Inno. Oh, sorry, DevK is going to find Inno, not that way, the other way around. As he has just charging through the smoke, finds Seeker, and I think Forge within drop is the last man left standing, is going to be taken out quite quickly as he's been found out. Has with a nice 4K in that round. I had to go close on Windows, but it looks like a bit of a mixed buy coming out from Frey. They just have 3 Deagles, a 5-7 and a Scout, and they're stacking towards the A side this time, but Avant are just heading back towards the B side, and they're just going straight out. Gotsulov, he's just going to flash straight in. It's going to deny Catalyst the peak his advantage now, as Gotsulov is just watching the line just to make sure there are no counter-terrorists pushing out, as the rest of the terrorists. We do have Mardo and Pilly on side the B platform. The bomb making his way in towards drop by himself. I think that is Haz, and Haz needs to be careful not dropping the bomb or losing it. As we see a bunch of grenades now coming out towards mid. Forge going to be pushing up, but DevK too sharp, now switching his aim towards Catalyst, but the auto camera is going to switch towards Pilly as he takes down Inno's. Catalyst, I think, is just tagged once. DevK is still healthy. He spotted out K-Star, as K-Star gets the Deagle kill. Pilly also falls, but Mardo and Haz should be able to get the trade quite easily, and they do so. Now it's Catalyst and K-Star on a retake, and I think they just have to force at this situation, as... Oh, so Catalyst barely missing Haz. Oh, a nice headshot. We'll find Haz, but looks like they're just saving at this stage, so they're not going to be exiting. They're not going to try and enter to get any more exits. I think they're just going to be happy with just a single AK that K-Star has managed to retrieve in Catalyst. He's picked himself up a nice kill, but Actually, Gotsilov in a bit of trouble as he might be pushing out in towards Catalyst, and Catalyst missing the no-scope, unfortunately. Gotsilov will clean up quite easily afterwards as now they're trying to hunt K-Star, but I think K-Star hidden in stables should be able to hide quite safely, and he's going to be able to save the AK. I think it's very interesting to see that Avant have asked for a pause, but I think this may be for Pili as his internet is fluctuating over the place. It looks like Pili has timed out, so they're just waiting for his PC to get restarted. So yeah, I'm not sure if you guys have heard of the most recent news, but Cybergamer actually have 3 new sponsors. As we see, Pili here's crashed out, and we're just going to be waiting for him to rejoin. But if you guys haven't heard, it is MSI, Nvidia, and AOC. I think it is AOC they're pronounced, who have going to be providing support for CGPL. They're now sponsors as well, so it's going to be absolutely huge. And I'd like to give a big shout out, obviously, towards Nvidia, MSI, and AOC to actually jumping aboard the Cybergamer train. So yeah, if you guys are able to do so, the sponsor links are actually in the description of the stream. Please do check out their websites and follow, because it actually does mean a lot in terms of the CGPL prize pool and just the support that we'll get in the finals, the support that the players will get. So it's going to be good. I mean, things are looking up. I mean, OCECSGO, it didn't last season. There was CGA, there was Div 2, but Div 2 was kind of like, oh, it wasn't really that prestigious, but now they're trying to force it into, okay, like, even now, it's like Div 2, it means something, Div 3 means something, and really, these 2 teams at the moment fighting out, it may not look like it, but Avant are just systematically out-fragging Frenetic Array at this stage. Frey, they just need to be able to hold, I reckon. They've got 2 AWPs, this may be exactly what they need. They just need to mix up. They're unable to really just hold the beat. A lot of their utility is used earlier on. They're unable to get any more information, and as a result, Avant are just able to push slowly into A-holes. We see that on the buy rounds, you had, I think it was Mardo or DevK that was working alongside with Gotsilov, who was slowly pushing their way in towards the A site, and there was nothing that K-Star could do. He was just found out, he was just pushed off, and they had to fall all the way back to the site, but then you force the players off from B. Now, if you force the counter-terrorist to rotate from B and you still got 3 players in B halls, now you've got the player advantage. You can go into drop and cut off the counter-terrorist rotating back towards B. You can really shut down the players, and most importantly of all, you still have utility to use. The counter-terrorists have used their utility. You still have, some Molotovs in your players. You still have some smokes, you still have some flashes, HEs, and it's going to completely shut down anything that Frey can muster up. I mean, if they're going to be flashed out, they can't counter-respond correctly. So really, I think at this stage, we may see, I think going towards B side, maybe boost it up towards B platform and just have to jump up and just try to guess where the terrorist is and try to get some more information, try to get the first pick. Whenever Frey have got the first pick, they put themselves in a much better situation for them to actually win the rest of the game. The rest of the round, should I say, not the game just yet, but they're just unable to do so. And as soon as you actually lose the first counter-terrorist on Cobblestone, it makes your job exponentially more difficult. You're unable to actually rotate the players successfully. You're unable, because normally you have to hold 3 towards B, 2 towards A. Now, how the A site players play is they have to play in unison. Maybe you have one mid who plays very aggressive up and one counter-terrorist in sewers. They're able to crossfire each other, but the issue is if you sit all the way back and you're unable to get the information, you're at the risk of, firstly, if one of you are picked off, you run the risk of allowing the terrorists just to go towards B instead. You're unable to get the fact that they're rotating out. You're unable to hear. And as a result, they just go B, plant the bomb, you've lost. If you're unable to get any frags on towards A site and they pick you off, they can actually just decide to just go onto A, because if you play so aggressively, they pick you off. They just come steamrolling on towards A side because they've got the positional advantage now. There's no need for them to actually change the situation up. So as Pili is back, thank goodness, as his computer has fixed his own crash, thank goodness, as he's just re-recording, and we should be going live very shortly. So that's the freeze time over. We are now getting into it. I think I may just change the volume a little bit. Okay, that's a little bit too loud. we can hear their nice crunchy footsteps through the leaves, but... Oh, I messed up one of the things. That's a bit upsetting. Never mind, as we do see Avant Garde there, now on their way back towards... They're now pushing towards A halls, but there's a crossfire set up by Forge, and I think that's Seeker who've got the 2 rifles. There's going to be a pop flash coming through, but Forge coming out gets Gotzelov, and this is exactly what Frey needed, getting the player advantage, and now there's nothing that... I think that's DevK who's now tagged and needs to fall back. Pilly and Mardo, they need to push outside on towards B side very quickly, as they manage to make their way into platform. Pilly does better, missing the first orb shot, tagged twice now. Avant Garde, they're 3 down, but they target this B side, but is able to pick off Pilly. Mardo gets Catalyst, and K-Star watching the cross finds a nice pick on towards Mardo. Now it's DevK, the last man left standing. He's 31 HP. He doesn't have the bomb, as he is making his way towards the doors just to see if he can find anything, and I don't think he's able to find anything at this stage, as he's coming across slowly, but Seeker finds him very easily and takes him out quite quickly. I don't know why that was problematic, but that should be fixed now. Apologies about that. I don't know why that changed, and I wasn't able to spot that earlier, but Frey do manage to finally pick up their first round in a long time, and we still see Avant Garde, they're still able to buy up completely. We still see them with all AKs, and still 2 AWPs on the hands of Frey, so able to, I think, recover Inno's AWP, but the problem still remains is that they're down in the half. They need to get in the next 3 rounds consecutively. Losing a single round spells trouble for them, and look, Inno is isolated. He has to push out one way, but there are terrorists on the other side who've just completely caught up mid. And I'm not sure if Frey are able to catch onto this, as Edo now pushing from behind. He spots out Haz and takes him out quite nicely. Now, Avant have just hesitated probably a little bit too much, and as a result, it's probably cost them this round. I mean, K-Star is able to get Pilly, as Pilly just wide peeks with a smoke grenade out. That's a little bit silly, as Avant is down once again on a 3-on-5 situation. This is identical to what happened last round, as we see an execution still happening towards the A site. DevK is watching the lurk. The bomb does manage to go on towards the A site safely, and he's coming across. He's hurt out by DevK. As DevK misses the spray and unable to get the frag in the end. Now, the rest of Frey, they're coming on now. Catalyst missing the first initial spray into DevK. Does manage to get it in the end. Still a 2-on-5 as K-Star should be able to pick up. No, misses Gotzelov. As Gotzelov is dealing it out. Still gets 1 headshot. K-Star finally gets the AWP kill. Mardo dancing around. Gets 2 headshots. He's still dancing around. K-Star missing an AWP shot. They need to get onto the bomb site ASAP. And now the Deagle is coming out. And K-Star does manage to get the headshot in the end. He's got the kit and is able to get the defuse in the end. So Frey, it looked a little bit tight for them, but K-Star did manage to land the shots eventually, missing a couple of crucial ones. I would say that if Marta was able to reload and get a couple more headshots, it may look pretty bad for Frey in that situation, but yeah, K-Star just needs to be able to land those AWP shots in the future. But so far, Avant, I think this may be their final buy round. Even if they get the bomb plant down, some of their players will be quite low. It looks like it's going to be a B train. Look at this fast execution happening. Can Seeker and Inno hold it? Inno, he's just spotting the line. He gets Pilly. Now, he also gets Gotzelov. He's still alive, but has managed to finally takes him out in the end. Catalyst does pick off Mardo. DevK, the last man left standing on the B platform. The rest of the counter-terrorists rotating in towards the site. He is still alive, however. And DevK still dancing around the B platform. He's still unable to get out of this situation. The smoke is going to fade shortly, and K-Star is just watching the cross. Catalyst is being spotted out. They still know that he's on the platform. Forge now peeking out, and should be able to... Oh, barely missing him. DevK still alive somehow. He does manage to jump up. He's going to try and spot out Forge, and he's going to miss the first couple of tap shots, and in the end, Forge is going to clean it up. So Frey, a nice little comeback towards the end. I think that pause really slowed down the momentum of Avant, as Frey were able to get their heads together and just kind of strat and go, alright boys, what do we need to do? What do we need to do to come back? They're able to get the picks now, just playing some more smarter crossfires, maybe even aggressively. Inno was actually very lucky, I think, just able to escape alive, but when he was playing really aggressively towards the long A in that round with the AWP, but he is still alive, and nevertheless, now Catalyst has been boosted up for a short period of time towards the drop, and I think he spotted out 1 terrorist, but he was unable to do any damage and has to fall back, and Forge and Catalyst are both tagged quite heavily, as there's still a bit of action towards drop room, but nothing found yet. DevK, and I think that's Gotsolov. No, it is Gotsolov, sorry, who are slowly thinking about charging their way on towards mid, but they're now pushed out. They hear the AWP of K-Star, and they do not want to risk entering that line very easily. Interesting lines that Inno and K-Star are holding as K-Star flashes out once, just kind of spotting it as we see Gotsolov using one grenade. I think that may be a smoke grenade, and it's allowed DevK to sneak his way closer in towards sewers, but the rest of AV coming back towards B site. The bomb is still there. They have 3 Molotovs to use and 1 smoke grenade, so Marto's smoke grenade has to be really, really good. Catalyst is still holding drop. He's by himself, however, and Pili is just lagging out a little bit all over the places. Now the execution begins on the drop. Catalyst, there's no chance he stands against 2 dropping down. Terrorist, Seeker's found. He does manage to find Gotsolov. K-Star has rotated through, finds the pick onto Marto. Nice bunny hopping from Haz, actually managed to run through the fire. And now Forge in a difficult situation as he's stuck within chicken and he has to peek out as Haz finds him 2 on 3. DevK now coming in towards drop. K-Star has hurt him, but he's caught between 2 situations. The K-Star is going to be found out very quickly. Inno is now sliding to the last man left standing. It's a complete turnaround and Pili's going to find him as it's going to be a Pili port. So that's the new phrase, I guess, as Avant managed to get the final round in the end, 10-5. So now it's really up to Avant to hold this. What strategies will Frey have? This is going to be interesting to see. Avant played a really, really good T-half. I mean, I didn't see many mechanical faults that really happened in the rounds that lost. It was more like better play from Frey. But the rounds that Frey lost, I felt like they just weren't able to figure out exactly what Avant were doing. But that was because Avant was playing really smartly. It wasn't that either team were playing poorly. So it's now going to be interesting to see how Avant hold this as Pili is warping his way across this, managed to spot out 2. He's still in the middle of the open, does manage to be taken down eventually by Seeker, and the terrorists may think of just going back towards B side as they forced a little bit of a rotation coming out from the counter-terrorists, but Forge towards mid now, aim dealing it off. DevK manages to win that, however, with the superior range of the USP. And we see Catalyst and Inno, they're making their way back into B hall. They've got the bomb, so the terrorists are making their way back towards B. Frey, they still have no grenades, unfortunately. I'm not sure if Forge had any grenades. I was unable to get a read onto that situation, but Gotsolov, he still has an HE and 2 flashbangs to use, as Haz is spotted out, peeking very aggressively, is found out with the firepower of the Glocks. And I think Gotsolov is using the first HE grenade, doesn't do any damage with it, and he's got the last flashbang. DevK getting another nice headshot onto Seeker. The bomb plant is going down behind Statue. And we hear some aim deals going around as Marto is going to be dinked in the head with a 9mm. DevK with a 3rd kill of the round. He's absolutely on fire. This 4 kills. And he's still got the clip. He's charging in for the ace, and he wants it badly, and he gets the ace. Huge performance from DevK, and look at him just hopping about so happily. He takes down the pots as well. Massive aim performance, and you saw that. Just taking off the heads of each of the Frey terrorist players. My goodness, outstanding performance, as he should be able to pick up the M4 in this round. I would be surprised if he does not pick up an M4 with that cash. This is still the first map, and looks like DevK, I'm not sure, I think he may have dropped an SMG, but he's managed to pick up an SMG in the end. And yeah, it looks like he dropped a couple of SMGs. I'm not sure why, but all the terrorists have just fast pushed into B, so Frey have made their way on towards the site already. Avant unable to actually get control of the site, as now it's up to Haz to do a lot of work, but Haz is dinked by his own teammate. He manages to get 1 kill. Marto also getting another one. Pili, he does manage to find Seeker, and Forge and Catalyst are the last 2 left standing. Catalyst within chicken needs to make a mad dash, but Marto's going to find him on the head. Forge, last man left standing. He has a UMP, but he's unable to find anything, unfortunately, and Pili does manage to clean up towards the end. So, bit of a much poorer hold from Avant. I think there was a bit of a delay, I think, towards the end where they didn't really make their way onto B site correctly. They didn't hold Statue. And as a result, Frey was just allowed control of B site. So, they want to be aware of that. They want to make sure that they don't do that again. Because I think they just want Pili to fix his ping. It's a little bit jerky at this stage. He's got 200 and he's going to be warping around. So it's going to be interesting to see how Frey are going to deal with this. They do actually have picked up an AWP on K-Star. He's actually got no armor, so he's just going to be a literal glass cannon at this stage. But if he gets a couple of good picks, he'll be able to do a lot of damage. And Frey, they're still setting up towards the B side. There's no noise being made towards A, and I think that's DevK playing very aggressively. Kozlov, nice grenade, should do... Oh, actually the grenade missed, didn't do any damage whatsoever. DevK, however, he's still aggressively pushed up towards mid, and he's going to be able to hear that nothing is happening. And we see actually K-Star boosted on the platform, boosted in B halls, and he's just watching towards B platform with that orb. Still hasn't spotted anything but Avant. They're not very content, I guess, in playing aggressive at this stage. They do not want to risk it. Nice pop flash from Pilly is going to enable DevK to push through. He's not going to spot anything. He's not going to hear anything. So now they're going to think about, it's going to be a B-side attack. I mean, smokes, I think, are going to be coming out shortly. Gotslov is in a very poor situation. He's going to go UMP to hold drop. But it looks like there's going to be 4 members coming out platform. DevK has made his way towards A side, smokes and grenades coming out towards B side, and Frey are going to be hitting this hard, jumping through the Molotov. They made their way on towards the site. I'm not sure what he's spotting as. Inno is going to find him very quickly. Mato gets the first frag on Seeker, however. Inno getting 2. Inno, he wants 3, but he's unable to get any more. As Gotsilov, he was in drop, but he's also going to fall. Peely's going to make a little bit of noise, but Catalyst finds him just at the right time, and DevK is the last man left standing. Going to be coming across, does manage to find 1 kill, but he's going to run away and try to save that gun as fast as he can. But the terrorist on the hunt. We see Forge and Inno teaming up, kind of coming in towards together, but DevK just going to be hiding within stable. Will it be a stable position is the real question, as Inno is coming across and he's been spotted out. This nice spammage through the walls, going to find the first kill. A flashbang. Will it find Forge? This is going to be an interesting question. DevK actually still alive, just dancing around. It's able to save that A4 towards the end. Forge unable to win the game of hide and seek. Frey do manage to pick up their first T round, however, and this may be the beginning of a long comeback, but there's still a lot of work to do. They were unable to, I think, to really penetrate towards the A site. They need to show this threat towards the A site, otherwise Avant will not be scared. And they're doing that just now. 3 towards Castle Courtyard, but Avant actually set up a crossfire towards long halls, but they're not pushing in aggressively. So Forge, he's going to be coming through alongside with Seeker, so it's really up to them to do some work, as they are at a real risk of losing both their AKs. They're going to have to be absolute on their point, and Forge, he's going to be coming through. He needs to be... He's lining up a flashbang. I'm not sure if this is going to enable them to come through, but that flashbang misses Pilly. He's going to be found out as Haz. He comes through, gets 1 kill, but Seeker does manage to trade him out, and Seeker manages to duck back safely. Pilly with the CZ is able to pick up the AK and wins the Angel. Seeker is trying to come around the corner, and that is really problematic for Frey. They still have 3 players, however. Should be able to split up the counter-terrorists as Gots. Eels playing way too aggressively. Inno's going to find him, and this is equalizer situation for Frey, as Avant, they need to hold the B side. DevK spotting the line. He's got the A4 from the save from the previous round. He's still dancing around, and DevK gets the first frag. He's managed to make his way behind Snatcher. The bomb's been dropped, but nice flick from Inno. Inno really doing his best to keep his team inside the game at this stage. Mato does manage to dodge an AWP shot. He also manages to dodge most of the grenade as K-Star gets the frag. Mato coming across, finds Inno, nice headshot, 1-on-1. K-Star, he's whipped out the Tech 9. Mato has no armor, and K-Star in the advantage in the situation. Mato needs something miraculous to win, and he's not going to find it as K-Star gets the headshot and the 1-on-1 win. It looked a little bit bad for them at one stage, but it looks like Frey is able to slowly come back, and these are really crucial rounds that they are winning, and Catalyst, interestingly enough, has to force up a Galil, so I'm not sure how the economy is going for them, but I think K-Star managed to retain the orb, so they had to drop some of their players. Now there's a boost actually coming through for the counter-terrorist. Pilly is just watching towards drop, and they need to be careful, as Catalyst and Inno just dancing around the B halls, but meanwhile the rest of Frey are actually pushing in towards long A. DevK has the Deagle, and he's coming across, he's pushing through, the flashbang goes through, but they're still not pushing in. They're scared as the nade first comes across. Now Forge, he's aimed Julian with DevK, but DevK managed to fall back safely. Catalyst is going to be taken out by Pilly with the CZ as he manages, I think, to get his way back towards safety. Now Gotslov is within sewers. He's now coming across. He's flashed in and just made it back alongside with DevK. So just this force up with pistols and armor. There's a boost now happening. This is an interesting boost. I like this one. as DevK spotting mid from that line. Forge and Seeker, however, making their way into long halls. Frey now, all the rest of the team making their way in towards the AEST site. Now, Gotsilov has heard out one AK as Inno comes across. Inno's so sharp today, actually, flicking on towards the counter-terrorist accurately, should I say, at this stage, as Molotovs are coming out, but Gotsilov, he's doing a lot of work towards the A site. Really is spraying down, does manage to take down Inno in the end, and somehow, I don't know how Gotsilov is still alive, but eventually K-Star does find it, but Mardo takes down Forge in the meantime. Now, K-Star's on a 1-on-3. Tries to fire through smoke, doesn't find anything, nearly finds a shot onto Haz, and he jumps up, finds one kill, now knows where Pili is towards Cannon, and he doesn't know that there's one on the lurk, but Pili has to try to hop for the knife kill. He's out of ammo in the CZ, and he's unable to find it as Mardo on the lurk. He needs to reload the AK. I don't think K-Star has heard this, and K-Star should be taken down quite nicely from behind, as Mardo does manage to win the one-on-one towards the end. It was looking a bit risky for Avant. They had the 3-on-1 advantage, but luckily Mardo was able to come in from behind, and they managed to pick up the first round in a while. They have a good money situation, and suddenly Frey, they don't have a good money situation, and they're 3 rounds away from losing, and they've given an AWP in the hands of Gotsilov, so he does not have to spend anything to actually obtain that AWP, and that's going to be a huge economy boost for Avant, should I say. Frey, they're forcing up. I think they know that this is do or die time, as they forced up Tech 9s and AKs. They want to win this and turn it around, and they're just going to go straight in towards the B site. Molotov does come out towards drop, early smoke on B plat, as a flashbang also stops to push any further. Nice HE grenade, but unfortunately unable to do any more damage other than about 10 HP. Now that's going to be enough, however, to kill K-Star, but enough to kill Seeker as they do charge out. Mardo, he gets one frag after Seeker gets Gotsilov. Mardo still doing a lot of work, still has 10 bullets left in his clip. He dinks, I think, one of the players, but he's going to be taken down by Forge and K-Star. Molotov coming out, it's going to deny Mardo as he's caught in between nowhere. Catalyst coming through drop room gets the kill, and this force buy has worked. Pili is the last man left standing, still has 74 HP. And he's got a lot of work to do with him, however, as he makes his way around Statue. He hasn't spotted anything yet, and Forge, he can't push out any further. He does manage to find Forge. K-Star, last man left standing. K-Star pushing across, but Pili finds him and wins the 1-on-2. Huge plays from Pili to stop a bad situation once again, and really, the man of the moment. He's actually got 20 kills, and that is really surprising. He's actually coming out of nowhere. He's been very solid, but with that 2 high impact kills, able to win the round for Avant, and now Frey just absolutely no money on any of their players, and they had to force up into a pistol. They're going a fast A side for Pili. He's got one. He's spraying through the smoke, but he hasn't been able to find any more. Might be shot in the back, and however, DevK's got him backed up, and DevK whips out the USB and cleans up with a nice 4K towards the end. So that's some good baiting. I mean, that's how you bait, guys. You bait and you get the trades. It's pretty self-explanatory towards the end. Now, it's Frey. I mean, it's the final round. They have managed to force up, and this is the smoke that smokes off B platform. So we see it doesn't allow the terrorists really to push up any further. And Devin actually pushing very aggressively towards A this time. I don't think he's spotted anything just yet. He spams through. K-Star still watching that line, so smart decision for him not to push it any further, but Inno does manage to get the pick onto Mardo from B platform. They are falling back, however, into B halls as the rest of Frey making their way into long A. Avant are still dancing around the B site as they've got one in drop and one at the statue on the bomb site itself. We have DevK and Pili on the A site ready to hold it, but they don't have any orbs, they don't have any picking potential as Forge is kind of dancing around, doesn't want to push any further in through that smoke in long A just in case there's a counter-terrorist through there. And we hear K-Star actually backing up as well, so it is going to be an execute on towards the A site. There's the first smoke from Forge. It should land either at balcony or at CT Con, but they're going to be able to charge through stable. DevK's been spotted out, and I don't think he knows this just yet. Pili should be able to find Seek. I'm not sure why he jumped up so aggressively there, but he's managed to find himself an AK, flashing through. Nearly finds Forge, and does find Forge. Gotsilov meanwhile finds Inno as DevK and Pili on the site. Now it's suddenly become a 3-on-2 situation. Now K-Star misses the first shot onto Pili as Pili falls back safely, knows where the AWP is. K-Star tagged once, does not have any armor, in real risk of just getting one tapped by an M4, and 18 seconds left on the timer. then none of Avant actually peeking. Pilly is thinking about peeking, but DevK finds K-Star, and Catalyst is going to be front up by Pilly, and Pilly just playing an absolutely massive game towards the end. Really the superstar. As Philly, I don't know, but I mean, Avant, they take a comprehensive 16-7 victory. It looked good for them, very good for them in the T-half. They played an excellent cobblestone, but it was their pick. And we see that Freya, unfortunately, were unable to come back. They were only able to get 2 rounds before the counter-terrorists were able to come back and clinch the rest of it. Now, we are moving towards Cache. It is going to be an interesting map to see. This is probably Freya's strongest map. They have stratted for this, but I'd like to see how Avant Garde actually pick this up. And look, I'm just going to go for a quick break. We'll be right back with the rest of the action. I do hope to see you back, so take care. Hello everyone and welcome back towards the second map of Frenetic Array up against Avant Garde, and we do see Avant Garde taking Cobblestone 16-7. We are on towards Cache as we are waiting for the rest of the players to get ready. It was really interesting. I mean, I don't think Frey played poorly, but it was just they were unable to crack the sides towards the end, and they were unable to get the trades or the crossfires set up correctly, and as a result it just allowed Avant to really steamroll for both the counter-terror side as well as the terror side. I mean, they tried towards B, but Pilly, just with some huge individual players, was able to get the frags. It really counted, and we saw that reflected on the scoreboard towards the end, so that was a huge performance from him as well as from Haz. Now, from Frey, I mean, Inno was, I think, the outstanding player in terms of my eyes. He was able to land so many of his critical shots. He was just unable to be backed up by his teammates, unfortunately. So I think Frey, as a unit, got to step up and frag together. In terms of Avant, they've all been quite sharp. I don't think I've been able to pick out any real misses so far in terms of any of their players. So they've all been playing on point, but once again, like in terms of the AWP from K-Star, got to really land those crucial shots. For the rest of the players, they've got to be able to get at least some damage or get the trades happening. So some work for them and some thought for them to do towards this game. I think Avant, we're just waiting for Avant, I think, to get ready at this stage. Not sure what's happening exactly, as all 10 players are in the server, just we are going live yet for the knife round. And I think for the knife round, I think both teams would opt to start on the CT. It's just more preferable. So I have a feeling that Cache, with a good T-side execution, it becomes a lot more T-sided than CT-sided. I mean, I'm not sure if this is because mid control is now understood a lot more heavy as terrorist players, and it's a lot harder to hold mid as a counter terrorist. It's not as easy as just holding Z with an AWP. It's a lot more dynamic. So I'd expect a lot more action towards mid, and be interested to see how either team plays it out. So I'm not sure if they started just yet, but it looks like they are .Ring just now, so we should be starting quite shortly. Yeah, interesting to see that this is going to be Frey's pick of the map. Interesting to see whether or not they'll be able to pull out some interesting T-side strats, if their crossfires for CT are going to be better set up. As we I think we're just waiting for 2 players. So that's going to be DevK and Billy at this stage, so they should be ready up soon. I reckon just getting some water, going to use the toilet, as you know, is eventually going to be taking that's going huge. 3 kills, 4 kills, nearly 5 kills. Unfortunately, with the 5th kill, he does manage to get the 5th with a nice flick towards the end. Shame it is warm up. If it was live, that'd be pretty huge. I'm not going to lie, that was a pretty good flick, but unfortunately, it wasn't a live game, so yeah. We're still waiting on 2 players, but Pili does ready up, so we are just waiting for Gotsalov at this stage. Not sure what he's doing, but he should be hopefully in quite shortly. He has brought up an AK, but I'm not sure why they're not ready up. I mean, all the players active. So just waiting for the last player, which is going to be Gotsalov, to ready up. I think the game is live, however, and the actual... Well, the players have started playing, but we're just waiting for GoTV to catch up, so rest assured they will be live very shortly. In the meantime, just enjoy just fragging it up alongside with Frey. Just dancing down very shortly as we are waiting for Gots to ready up. Oh, they are all ready up, so a bit of a lag happened there, but we are going into the knife round. I mean, Avant won this quite heavily, so yeah, so they're just gonna go mid, a unspoken pledge of honor, as we see the counter-terrorists and the terrorists both making a line of human bodies just to kind of counter each other. Unfortunately, DevK, they're going to trade blows, and they're just going to fall immediately towards the backline. Nice hops from Gotsalov, but opening himself towards the risk of getting backstabbed, as we see a nice dance-off happening from either team. And Mardo, he's going to be the first pick for Frey, so they're already a man up. They are tagged quite heavily. DevK does make sure to return the favor. DevK, oh, he was unable to replicate his heroics, and it's going to be a 2-on-3. And all of a sudden he just kind of gives up and dies at the end. Stuck in a corner, but that's going to be Frey who's going to vote to stay. Avant, they're going to have to start on the T side, so interesting to see if they can bring some interesting strats on towards Cache and translate their sharp aim from Cobblestone on towards Cache as well. Just waiting to see what Avant have bought up. DevK and Gotsalov both have bought utility. DevK with the smoke and 2 flashes, and Gotsalov with the smoke and Molotov. Looks like they're angling towards B site, and looks like Pili is the man to... No, it looks like they're going towards A. It's just going to be Mardo who's playing the lurker position towards B. And the rest of the counter-terrorists are 3 stacked towards B to make sure it's not a hard B rush, so I'd expect one of their players to either be boosted in towards Vent or just rotated out back towards CT. And they're not spotting anything just yet, and we see actually K-Star is just spotting the passive line from Truck. He hasn't push on towards A site, as there is no duels going on. I mean, Avant and Frey both playing this very slow. There's no rotation coming out, no information from either team either. So Pilly has not pushed out of Squeaky just yet. He's just dancing about trying to see if he can find a pick. The rest of AV have made their way back towards A. There is no rotation still from Frey, and they need to start moving players from that B side. They're on the wrong side. DevK is going to line up the first smoke. And it's going to go towards the A side. I'm not sure exactly where, but I think this might be a timing attack as the smoke does come out now. I think that's going to go towards Truck just to stop the vision from K-Star. And a nice double smoke really to block off any vision of the cross on towards site. There's going to be no one there. The rotation's coming out en masse, so Frey just going to be playing the retake situation. Forge tagged twice with a Glock. He's only got the 5.7, and the bomb plan has gone down. And Avant, they're trying to get themselves into a nice post-plant position. What was that? Takes down Catalyst with a jumping Glock shot. Forge does manage to pick off Mardo, I think it was, as Haz doing so much work, the second kill of the round, and just dancing about. He's just making use of himself. Gotslov finds Seeker. Forge trying to push through, but he's missing a lot of shots. And K-Star, the last man they're staying, does have a kit, but on 1-on-3 with no armor. DevK now dancing around Fork and Pilly. He was playing towards quad, but it's going to be DevK who finds it in the end. So it's looking good already for Avant. They waited quite patiently. He was able to exploit Frey towards the end of that round. And they have brought up 3 AKs, actually. 3 AKs and 2 MAC-10s. So some heavy mid-control coming out at this stage, as we see Pilly is instantly boosted up by Haz. There's some good teamwork happening there. And an A stack for the rest of the counter-terrorists. DevK holding close on A main. I don't think he knows Inno is there, as Inno's got the grenade out and he's going to peek through, as Inno is going to be spammed down the 5.7, but DevK gets the nice trade, and the HE grenade's gone to waste from the counter-terrorist. Another flashbang coming in through, as Seeker now pushing in through Squeaky. Seeker finding things through Squeaky's Forge. Oh, DevK is going to find an easy kill once again. That K-Star peeks out mid. He's got a Deagle, but Haz is going to win that aim deal quite easily. I don't even think I heard the Deagle shot, and now Avant have a very easy stroll on towards the A site. Seeker is in Squeaky, so I don't think he'll spot it out. So he does manage to take down one. He's now spamming through. He wanted to find DevK, was unable to find him. Deep smoke grenade really, I don't think working in the favour of Avant, as Pilly, he just closes the door. This doesn't allow Seeker to come through. Meanwhile, Mardo has come all the way around. Shoots him quite easily. Haz coming in from mid boost is going to find Catalyst, who's coming through Z, and a nice, clean, clinical round. I don't think they lost a single player. Maybe Gotsilov. They only lost Gotsilov to Seeker's P250, and he only dropped a MAC-10, so interesting to see what he's going to buy. Looks like he's just going to buy a Tech 9, and Gotsilov is given the MAC-10 from DevK. DevK forces up an AK, and I think that's indicating towards Gotsilov buying an AWP. Meanwhile, I think Seeker's actually saved enough. I don't think K-Star's got enough to buy the AWP. Seeker most likely going to buy the AWP for the next round if they lose this round, but they've stacked towards B site, but not pushing any further, and they haven't gotten any information either. Avant is more than happy, however, just to play passively and let the counter-terrorists come towards them. We see Mardo, he looks like his role is just playing the B site position, as he is coming towards Toxic, peeking towards the B site. And meanwhile, rest of Avant, we see Haz and Pilly I'm not sure if Haz is boosted up or not, or if he's in A main. So looks like he's in A main as they're slowly coming through. Inno through is just mollied off. He just decides to sit in it and just sit and take the damage, as Mardo, he's not going to push in. The bomb is just going towards A. Seek. Do you think? Oh no, Haz does manage to spot the head in the end and just easily one taps him. Molly's coming out as the rotations also coming through for the rest of Frey. As we see a bit of spammage coming from Catalyst, does a little bit of damage towards Billy. Oh my god, Catalyst with a double dink onto DevK. Huge shooting from him, as DevK acknowledges it with a nice shot. Some good sportsmanship coming out there from both teams. Forge now trying to get through A main. He's spamming through to try to find Gotsilov, as Gotsilov does manage to try to... Gotsilov is still alive somehow. He's managed to duck around, but he takes a lot of damage. Actually, a lot of Avant very low. This may be a winnable situation, but no, Pilly and Gotsilov managed to get the critical frags. K-Star picks himself up an AK. He's spotted out Pilly, but he manages to dodge the AK shots of Pilly, and K-Star should escape alive and save the AK as he breaks both vents. So they'll be going... Actually, this is an ideal situation for them to be in. K-Star can buy the AWP and drop the AK for one of his teammates, or even he can just drop the notice he's dropped the AK and he's just brought the AWP up by himself, so he's only got one smoke grenade as a utility, so he sacrificed a little bit of his own firepower in terms of a secondary pistol and grenades to help his teammates ensure they can reach full utility. Now you see, this is the crucial mid control coming out from Frey at this stage. 3 already initially towards mid, 1 Molotov towards boost just to stop that fast mid control, 1 smoke to make sure they don't push out, and just, you see Inno sitting highway, Forge sitting in vent to make sure he can back up B site. This is pretty much a textbook counter-terrorist hold, I guess, for mid. 1 in vent, 1 in highway, and 1 in Z. And this allows them to react to pretty much any situation. You hear an A take, I can go towards A with my highway player. I hear a B take, Forge is ready to shoot anyone that comes in checkers. And we see that there is one boosted, I think that's going to be Haz who comes across, tries to aim to it out with Catalyst, but Forge peeks around, gets him. There's no repercussions happening as there is no other terrorist out towards mid. As we just see his dead body on towards boost. But the Avant are going towards B side. Nice flash. This is really good teamwork. If you manage to see that Forge managed to come out his way through vent with a flash from Seeker, but the hit is coming on towards the A side. The frag just going heavily in the favor of Avant, Catalyst, Inno, K-Star, all getting kills, and Pilly is just stuck within Squeaky. He is unable to go anywhere as the net is slowly encroaching. He's unable to find anything. Spamming through, doesn't manage to damage. Catalyst waiting for K-Star to peek, but he's watching the wrong line. K-Star more than happy not to aggressively peek. He's crashing through, he's not peeking across. He does manage to peek and find the headshot in the end, so nothing Pilly could do. Avant really just fell apart, was unable to get any trades happening, and they managed to get 1 kill onto Inno, but at that stage it's just not good enough, and they are forced onto an eco. The money situation too poor for some of the other players. Pilly has actually bought up some armor. Actually, some of their players actually forcing up body armor and Tech 9 as they go towards the B site. So Catalyst and Forge to hold the... No, sorry. No, it's Inno and Catalyst, sorry. And so you see a nice HE do a chunk of damage, and Molotov coming out towards Checkers, as I don't think any of the players have rotated across. Inno actually making his way towards CT, but Inno in danger of being found out as the rest of the players coming through. Spray finds Pilly, he also finds DevK. Catalyst from B side finds Godsalov. And Mato trying to spam through, finds nothing, and has the last one that's standing with a P250, finds Catalyst, but now they know his position within checkers. He's going to be surrounded by a lot of counter-terrorists, and I think there was one player in vent who might peek out very shortly. No, it looks like the vent player didn't peek out, but Forge came in from behind and took him out quite easily. So, I think they didn't like how some of their players bought armor in the previous round. I think this really cost the ability for them to actually buy up. And we see, once again, another force buy coming out in terms of pistols. Just an eco buy, really low eco as... Econ, should I say? I shouldn't be saying the same word, but it looks like they are going hard towards A side. But Seeker's playing very aggressively towards Squeaky, and he's going to get a lot of information. Go, okay guys, there's no one in Squeaky, just be careful of A main. Haz is going to be taken down with an HE grenade. Inno's going to clean up DevK as DevK was trying to push in towards mid. But all of a sudden, it's Frey's coming back very strongly after these buy rounds, and rightfully so on a CD-sided map. I mean, Forge can easily dodge these flashbangs. Gots, he's going to fall. Mato unable to get the trade, but Pilly does manage to clean up eventually. Inno takes him out as he was trying to switch over, and Inno just absolutely on point, getting the second kill of the round, and it should be a buy round finally for Avant. That was really unnecessary. I think some of their armor buys really cost them in the long run. They are able to get an AWP in the hands of Godsalov, and it'll be interesting to see whether there will be aim duels between K-Star and Godsalov with the AWPs. I don't think so just yet. It looks like they are trying to go towards A, and really there's no variation that they need to play at this stage. It looks like Forge is now playing sandbags as opposed to anything else, and Seeker finds the first pick. He just falls down immediately, and that's already in the favor of Frenetic Array. Really playing Cache so well. This is a textbook CT side. Avant just unable to find the picks. They need to start going in together. They're just going in one by one and getting picked off, and just that smoke, when you see that smoke coming in A main, you've either got to watch the edge of the smoke or you've got to watch on top of it, and it looks like that. I think Godsalov was watching to the right of it, but he wasn't watching on top of the smoke, and really has to communicate that towards his teammate. You just go, okay, I'm watching the edge of the smoke, watch top, watch aggression, or I don't know. I guess it's something that comes with more practice, but it's just communication at the end of the day. No Pillies within Squeaky as they do spam through. The rest of Avant making their way towards A very slowly as Gotslov leading the charge. He's going to be peeking very slowly. Nice flash, but it's not going to find anything. His Inno tagged through, I think just tagged slightly through the edge, and now we see Molotovs coming out. It's going to force the player out of quad. Now Seeker, Inno is going to get the first headshot. Seeker trading onto towards Gotsilov at 2-on-5, and Forge in a good Overwatch position should be able to get the double spray down, and he does. Very nice frags from him. And Frey going to be going into the lead, forcing Avant onto another eco, and Avant still with no clue what to do in this game. They're just unable to get this mid control, and really that's costing them at this stage. They're trying too hard to force their way on towards the A site where the counter-terrorists are not completely flushed or smoked out. And the counter-terrorists on Frey are just free to rotate around. They're able to get the aggressive information. They're able to play quite passively and safely without getting picked off, as we do see AB. It looks like they're going towards B. Inno's come all the way towards box, and nice flick from Mato is going to find him. And I think they spot out Catalyst. As Catalyst, he misses the first initial spray. Mato, wow, gets the headshot with the AK towards the end. Case, he's making too much noise as K-Star finds him, but that Mato going huge as the bomb making his way across. K-Star very unlucky not to find the pick on towards Gotsilov, but the rest of the counter-terrorists, we see Seeker still actually playing towards Z as he's aimed dealing it out. I think Gotsilov is legged. Nice follow-up. I think Forge did the majority of the damage. Has now peeking out. He's going to tap and try to find Forge. Does manage to find Forge. Trying to find K-Star, but K-Star, he's going to manage to leg him. Seeker coming across. Billy doing his best as K-Star drops down. He does manage to get the spammage through. Seeker's just going to smoke it off and just go for the defuse, but he can't get it in time, unfortunately. So, Avant, oh my goodness. Mato, really? Mato, I would rate Mato as the MVP of that round, seriously. He, very unlucky, I think. A bit aggressive and a bit risky to try to get the aggressive frag, but as a result, when he was picked off, Catalyst was unable to respond, so really you can see that as soon as you lose your crucial initial links, there is nothing you can do on that B side. And even though some of the AV players were so low, they were unable to do anyone. Forge should be boosted up towards this side. Nice play. Pilly's shots have masked the boost sound, so I don't think they'll be able to hear him landing. No one is towards Squeaky as Forge is sitting directly above it. Now he's spamming through but unable to find anything. Forge should be able to get a nice pick if any of the players come aggressively through. Has maybe the first man being found out as we see Forge shooting at the feet of Has. He was unable to get neutralized. However, he's in a bit of a poor situation as he's now stuck between two places. We see underneath Boost being mollied off, but it's going to be a charge on towards the A side, but one of the terrace players is already very low. Mato has to be careful of running further into that Molotov. That Molotov is very well placed, does not allow them any further in towards the fork. K-Star, he's washing a very tight line, but the rest of the terrace players actually haven't making a way back through A main towards B side, and this is going to be a delayed mid take. Seeker still holding highway, hasn't been found out yet. They don't spot anything towards Squeaky. Mato has dropped down. It looks like they are still beginning their attack on towards A side, but it's going to force the counter-terrorist to kind of reset a little bit as Mato comes across, finds Seeker, or Seeker finds him first. K-Star gets the kill, but Gotslov gets the off frag. Oh, nice turn from K-Star to get the trade. Forge getting Pilly. Now the last man left standing is going to be Has. He finds one, but shot in the back from K-Star. Nice trades coming out in their favor of Frey, and they still will come out with 3 alive, so they're going to have enough money for the rest of this game. Well, for the rest of the next 2 rounds, I would say. As we see, Avant forced onto another eco. They've got a couple of Tech 9s. Yes, this is the second map. First map was won by Avant 16-7 on Cobblestone, but Cobblestone was Avant's pick. Frey, Cache is Frey's pick. I can't find my words correctly, but now it's all the action is just gonna slow down from the previous map. We do see some smokes coming out towards mid. Avant happy to push out through. DevK hasn't spotted towards Vent, however, as Forge does manage to spray down and has a bit more spammage coming through, but Forge more happy to try to win the aim deal. It's not going to work. Inno does manage to get a pick, however, as Mato charging on towards the site. Catalyst does not miss this time as he gets the crucial frag. Gotsilov now charging on towards the site. He's on checkers. Now slowly walking across. Seeker's coming in from behind. He should be able to do some damage on Pilly. He does find Pilly missing the first couple of shots. Is now Gotsilov jumping across, but whipping out the P2K is able to clean up quite easily. So Frey slowly pulling ahead. Here they've got 2 orbs. There's double orb setup, very potent if they can get the initial picks. There's K-Star. I think he's going to drop Forge a gun. Meanwhile, we see a force up coming from. That is a force up if ever I saw one. DevK with the Galil, but he's opted to go for the Galil instead of the AK just to get a full set of utilities. We see Mato using a lot of his grenades very early on towards B. Forge spamming through. Does tag Has once. So Goslov, he's just watching the edge of the smoke to make sure there's no counter-terrorist pushing through his Pilly. He's still making noise in Squeaky as the counter-terrorists. I mean, I think this is a lot better play from AV at this stage. They're now pairing up, so we see Mato and DevK working together, but Mato has the bomb, so he needs to be careful. Nice finder to DevK through the edge of the smoke. Absolutely on fire in these entire 2 rounds. K-Star missing the first orb shot onto Gotsilov. Gotsilov does do a heavy chunk of damage in returning, but we've seen K-Star able to still live in 22 HP and do a lot of damage. So they are now making their way towards B site, but Avant, they don't have control of mid. There's only one way they can go, and that's through the crosshairs of Catalyst and Inno. And Inno has got an AWP. Catalyst has got an A4 playing within checkers. Avant all stacked up, and they're ready to push in. Mato, he's got the smoke grenade out, but we see a first flash coming through. Gotslov peeking the line. Catalyst, he's got the flash ready to go. As he's found Gotsilov, he's going to peek across, finds Has as well. He's going for the 3rd kill, but Pilly does manage to come around the other angle. Inno getting the first AWP shot. The last man left standing is going to be Mato. We've seen him win situations like this before. He's got the bomb. He finds Seeker, but they know where he is now. And Inno coming across with the AWP doesn't manage to find him. Seeker now coming across the spraying does manage to get the headshot in the end. So a nice clean round from Frey towards the end. Only really losing Catalyst, but Catalyst was able to do the job. And now it's going to be attack pause as we see Avant. They're going, okay boys, we've lost too many rounds. We need to bring it back. And I think at this stage they're not able to get mid control. They need to figure out how to get mid control against Frey and just make them uncomfortable. We saw an attempt, but they already lost one player, and some of their players are already low. They need to get mid, threaten both B and A site. This is the threat they've been unable to complete the entire game, and as a result, Frey have had to play very statically. That all they had to do was go, okay, as soon as we see the bomb, we rotate. We don't need to move and preempt, because there is no need to try to figure out which way that Avant are going towards. As a result, I mean, I think Avant, they know this. They need to start getting Gotsilov to actually work his AWP on towards mid. They need to wait for the first initial Molotov. They need to wait for the smokes to clear up. They need to get the Molotov in vent, in sandbags, just to get the mid control. Now, that may be a waste of utility, but we've seen Frey actually playing very aggressively. Avant just haven't identified this. They may just want to try a fast mid-rush to identify where things are at, maybe even a boost, see exactly what's happening, but it looks like they are going towards A in the end after the pause has finished. Molotov coming towards boost. A triple stack coming in from the counter-terrorist, but this is not going to work in the favor of the counter-terrorists. We see Seeker's actually making his way towards Squeaky, gets one, but K-Star, nice AWP shot to find out Mato. DevK, the last man left standing. He spotted Seeker, and Seeker closes the vent, and Inno from, I think, Highway gets the final kill as he was trying to cross on towards the site. So, bit of a risky play from Frey, but it did pay off as they were able to get the rotates on time. Avant, and they don't have an AWP, but will they go towards mid? This is the crucial question. They need to start testing Frey towards mid. I mean, Frey used these grenades very early on. They need to get the pick after the Molotov comes through, but the Molotov hasn't come through at this stage. Now, there should be a boost towards vent happening, but it looks like they're actually just pushing really hard up towards B side, and there's no one watching the lurk this time. Has needs to be careful. He's spawning towards vent, but oh my goodness, Forge has managed to make his way all the way into T-spawn. He's coming behind the terrorist. Seeker finds DevK. Gotsilov does get the trade after Seeker's boost towards vent, and Forge is easily going to shoot Mato in the back, and he's got the bomb on him. K-Star's managed to make his way towards A main. The terrorists are completely scattered all over the place. Has going to fall trying to work B side. Gotsilov, nice shot onto Inno, who was trying to AWP. Now the bomb going to be smoked off. K-Star making his way just to make sure he can check it. Forge! Nice find onto Pilly, and all of a sudden, Gotsilov, the last man left standing, as he is making his way slowly. He's going to find Forge in the end. He whips out, he knows where one of the AWPers is. Should be able to get the bomb back. Nice flash, but I think that was a bit miscommunicated. Asian grenade, unable to do enough damage. 44 seconds still left. He's got enough time to pick up the grenade and run towards the B site. But I don't think he knows this. That Frey don't know he's actually picked a bomb. He's in a really poor situation. He's only got a single flashbang. Now he's got all the kills so far of this round. K-Star is just watching the line, and I think if he crosses, he's in big trouble. So the first flash comes across, K-Star is blinded, and he's just watching the cross towards A side, but K-Star is going to find the pick quite easily in mid-air and shut down Gotsilov. And this is exactly what K-Star needed to do on Cobblestone, and he's really picked up that abscess. I'm not sure if that was a mistype. Push B, question mark from Marto in all chat. But at this stage, they just need to go mid. I haven't seen them attempt a mid take yet, and this is really frustrating. They need to attempt it with, 4 players. They just got to wait for these smokes to just kind of dissipate. Pili, he doesn't need to go squeaky anymore. They've been unable to get any positional advantage from Pili playing squeaky. They've been unable to go until it's the A site. I mean, if he's been able to come out and get the picks consistently, yeah, sure, go for it. But he's been unable to do so, and really, this is just costing his team probably just positional advantage as well as the pick potential as well. As we are getting a directive from Hans, it's like boost me up, boost me up, boost me up, and he is going to be boosted up. And they need to now slowly take mid control with this. They need to take mid control and slowly try to strangle out any of the counter terrorists. As we see, Pili, he's just spawning for information, but at this stage, information is pointless. I mean, Frey just know Avant aren't going to attack without any pre-set up smoke grenades. There's no initial picks. Pili makes a lot of noise, and now they're coming towards A with a complete lack of mid control and a complete lack of information on what's happening elsewhere. They have not been able to sell the fake. In K-Star, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets double through the smoke. He's absolutely on fire at this stage, as they are charging on towards the site very quickly. Molotovs do come out. Forge gets one. Has coming down. DevK does manage to get the kill in the end, but he's just gone absolutely nuts with that AK of his to get the first 2 frags. Now, the brute force has worked this time, so I take my words back, but still, I mean, it didn't work the last couple of times. As his should be found out very quickly through the edge of the smoke. Catalyst, the last man standing. Might as well just go for this. They've got enough money. He might as well just do as much damage as possible as well as he makes his way towards the edge. As Pili just pre-firing both sides. Should still try to go for exits, and he's going to molly off quad. Pili peeks out just at the right time. Unable to get the trade, however. Catalyst has picked up the AWP. DevK coming across. Catalyst, nice shot to find DevK. And Mardo is going to be the last man left standing. I think he's heard him, so Catalyst is going to go for the... No, he's going to go for the pick, but he won't find it. As Mardo is going to be hopping towards A main. He needs to save the AK towards the final round, and we see that with the 2 frags, it's really put a dent in Avant's pick potential. They were able to force their way into A site really with some nice entry fragging, but really a low percentage player converting doesn't mean it's going to work every single time. And I think this time Frey are going to just shore up the A side and start aggressively peeking a little bit more. We see Mardo boost it up very quickly. He's going to find Forge, and with the initial frag, he turns around very quickly as well, and oh my god, this is exactly what they needed to do earlier, but they finally managed to do a snap mid control off of Frey very quickly, and now it's Inno and K-Star, the last 2 men with AWPs standing. Inno does manage to find Haz, and the rest of Avant, they still are deciding where to go. They do have 4 AKs and a lot of utility. They just need to go together. They're up against 2 AWPers. So we do see Mardo and the bomb player, which is going to be Gotsilov, actually making their way towards A, and both AWPers actually on B. They've read this correctly. Now they just need to push in and just make sure they cut off any rotation potential from Frey. And that should be a nice half, actually. A 9-6 comeback. I mean, it could have been a little bit better, but I reckon that's probably the best case situation, considering they were down quite a lot of rounds. I mean, they managed to come back and pick up some towards the end. I mean, we see they won the initial anti-eco and eco rounds, just unable to string anything together until now. See K-Star with the first initial grenade. He's just really watching the flank, as Inno also coming in. K-Star, interesting to see that he's not going to fire, as a nice pop flash does enable DevK to come out and find K-Star. He's making his way slowly up catwalk, but he's found out, tries to no-scope on DevK, but he's going to fall down in his attempt. And Avant, like I said earlier, I think a little bit of a late comeback. They probably wanted more rounds in that mid-game, as we see a consecutive string of 4 and 5 wins from Frey. They probably wanted to break that up a bit more, but I think they just need to go back towards the drawing board and figure out exactly what to do in Cache. That last round is exactly what they needed to do earlier, albeit maybe even a little bit delayed, just to stop Avant from getting mid-control. And from there, they can take any way they want on the map. And now it's up to Frey. They say that they've got an absolutely amazing strat for Keish. Let's see how they play this, as Mardo is just spotting the corner. I'm not sure if that's with the grenade. I think it is a grenade in his hand. He's got an HE grenade or a flashbang ready to go. Looks like it's going to be a B-side take. We have Forge and KStar lining up smokes for mid. Only two of their players with armor. As CPL is just spotting mid. I think the smoke is now fading out. Gotslov is actually within the vent, so he's in a good position as, he's thinking about charging out. Catalyst is going to use a flashbang to really enable the position as Mardo, he's been spotted out, should be able to fall back quite safely. Spammage through the smoke, Gotslov, he's been spotted out. And I'm not sure why he's still playing so aggressively. He needs to find a pick to justify this. He finds two picks somehow. And really, I think this may be able to be the turning point for Avant. It looks really bad for them at the stage with Gotslov. It looked like he was surely going to be dead, and does manage to finally shut him down. Now with round 3, Has doing his best to try to make his way towards checkers, but he's unable to do so. Picks up the Glock instead, reloads that. Now, there are two players very low, and Seeker, and they're both the players with armor, Pili and DevK. They're with Heaven and CT, respectively. Seeker, he's going to be found out by Has. Nice shot. Pili also finds Catalyst last man standing at CT. DevK still dealing it out, and he does manage to find the headshot in the end with the USP, so Avant winning the crucial pistol round. And really, I think Gotslov getting very lucky, but also I think Frey just needed to get that frag, crucially. DevK, sure, he gets the MVP, but Gotslov is my MVP pick for that round. Just by shutting down really the mid aggression, the counter-terrorists did not have to worry about checkers. They just had to worry about the entries coming in from just one side, and really still a bomb managed to get down, but I just have a feeling that if you allowed more terrorists onto the site, we'd be seeing a different scoreline at this stage, and really that affects potential scorelines as well. So now they just need to be able to hold off against the aggression from the T's, and Frey looking to go towards A main. We see them coming up very close. They do have a flash and two smokes to use, and they're going to use them quite successfully. DevK, he doesn't know it, but he's looking directly at one, as we see the smoke coming out. First Molotov coming out from Has. Nice little flash. Not sure if it's communicated or not, but they're really just lining up. Has getting the first two kills. Forge trying to spam through and find DevK. It's not going to work, as Pili and DevK both pick up one Catalyst, now pushing through. DevK should find him with his reliable USP in the end, and a very nice anti-eco coming out as they get a little bit more cash on their guns, but they need to upgrade or just play really riskily, and it looks like they're going to play really risky. I don't think they know that. They're just going to, okay, they have AKs, but with the power of UMPs and friendship, we can take this round. Really, still a standard default for the counter-terrorist side, as Has needs to be careful of being killed by the AK spray. Very lucky to escape alive, just being tagged once, and now they know that the terrorists have AKs. They just need to be a lot more careful and just try to engage in close range duels and just really try to surprise them, as we see the smoke's being used already towards B, and they're going to start pushing quite aggressively up and trying to get some information. DevK does have a FAMAS. He can do some damage, but the bomb, we're still waiting for the bomb to orientate itself, but it looks like that Frey are going towards the A side. Nice flash, but a Molotov trading. Molotov will stop actually pushing out. Was not confident enough to push out by himself, and the rest of Frey actually going towards A main at this stage. They got 3 A main, 1 squeaky, and K-Star is the one watching the lurk. And we see Mardo, he's actually rotated out. I think Gotslov suspects, yep, so they are coming towards A. DevK has been spotted out. Nice flash, should be able to stop the push a little bit further. He finds Catalyst. He's got 9 bullets left, but he's whipped out his grenades at the wrong time. Doesn't manage to find Seekers, unable to find anything, and Dinks, I think it was Forge, and Pili, he's on the site with the UMP, but he's unable to find Forge until the very end, and that's really inexcusable. Bardo and Gotslov on a 2-on-2. Really heavy damage done by DevK, as that Molotov is actually going to do some damage towards Inno. The bomb plant still managed to go down, however, as Inno is going to come towards Highway. Needs to be careful of being spotted out by Mardo. Mardo takes out Inno. They know where the last player, K-Star, is. K-Star is wide peeking, and Mardo finds the double kill with a UMP. And Avant playing so risky, but it's worked for them. They're able to recover a couple of AKs, and they won it with SMGs. Absolutely huge from Avant. That's gonna build up a lot of confidence, and then that's gonna shut down Frey's confidence on this T side. I mean, you had a full buy and you just lost against UMPs. That's got to be discouraging. I mean, but honestly, DevK, he did a lot of the work at the beginning of the round, so I guess it wasn't just I mean, a lot of damage done by Mardo towards the end. That's a good grenade to catch Seeker out, and Mardo following up. Gotsilov and Mardo with the dual takers. Inno and Forge charging on towards the site. Mardo needs to be careful of being found. He is found. Pili coming through. Gets the nice double. Nearly shooting his own teammate as Catalyst, waiting to see if he can get a single frag as Gotsilov. He dinks the enemy, but he gets taken out, so they lose 2 guns, but manage to make sure that the bomb isn't planted for Frey. Frey do have the loss money advantage now, so they're able to fully force up. No AWPs bought from them just yet. Gotsilov, he's forced up an AWP this stage, and we see 5k still on a lot of the players from Avant. Meanwhile, Frenetic Array, they look like they're orienting themselves towards mid, so this is exactly what they need to do. So a mid take with a double boost there coming heavily in, but looks like Avant's just left mid completely open. They've just gone, who cares about mid? And we see Avant actually pushing very aggressively in towards A side. Oh my god, Haz has been spotted out, and Haz has no idea what's hit him. Gots, he's going to peek across, he's going to miss the first AWP shot. DevK gets the first frag onto Seeker. K-Star responds really quickly afterwards, and I think Avant forgot that mid existed inside this map, and Avant did win the first map on Cobblestone, 16-7. Now Pili, he needs to be careful of the flank. Does manage to find Inno. Oh, he reloads just at the wrong time. Atlas comes out and finds him, and a bit of aim just coming out on both sides. But Mardo is able to tag K-Star down quite heavily. But Gotsilov is the last man left standing. He's going to try and smoke himself off. Needs to probably whip out the pistol as, oh my god, K-Star nearly finds him through the smoke. And he does manage to find him through the edge of the smoke, so he's unable to save that AWP towards the end. So I think very, very big mistake just to leave mid open. They didn't even suspect the possibility of a mid attack, and really just Frey just walked in and says, oh, okay, that's interesting. Let's just have it then. Now, it is going to be a force buy coming out from Avant. They did have enough money, but they still lack some utility. HE grenades not doing any damage as they have not boosted up this particular round. But they managed to get Pili into vent. And they also do have Gotsilov, who's now watching mid from Z. He's going to re-smoke mid, but I reckon at this stage, there's still no information coming out in terms of the position of Frey. AV do not know where the execution is going to go towards. There is a Molotov coming out towards A main. They know there is one AK inside A main, but they don't know how many. K-Star, he's got the bomb as well as the AWP. He's going to be dinked. DevK finding a nice timing as Inno is dinked down towards 19 HP. He tries responding. He's not going to find anything. Tries flashing up, but there's no follow-up. And as a result, I mean, I think their Frey are tempted to go towards B. They're tempted to take mid in. Whoops, I pressed the wrong thing. My hands just keep fiddling around as Seeker is pushing his way towards vent. Pili is more than happy to play passive, but he's unable to get the trade. But they know that they're going towards B site now. Gotsilov, he needs to be careful of not being found by the AWP. He can't peek out, but Mardo is unable to do any more damages. Gotsilov chumping through. He's going to find one, unable to find any more, and now DevK is surrounded from all sides. Does manage to find Catalyst, now coming towards heaven. Bomb plan going down. Probably needs to save, and he is going to save. Going to take the AK and go back towards Z. And I mean, Avant really just losing it at this stage. I think Avant, they're just unable to hold mid at this stage. And really, Pili, he was, I think, a bit unlucky. But once again, like, if he was able to come out and get the 2 kills, I mean, there was Seeker who was... Seeker is low now, because he engaged in one-on-one Seeker. But I think Inno was also low. If he got the 2 kills, it would have allowed Mardo a lot more easier job, as well as Gotsilov an easier job of holding this B site. But unfortunately, they were unable to get any trades, and as a result, just losing it towards the end. Now, DevK, he's got a lot of work to do for him. He needs to be careful of the terrorists who's above him. They are surrounding him. Seeker did not realise that he was standing on the counter-terrorist's head at that station. That for me is comedy gold. As we do see attack balls coming out from Frey. Interesting to see that they've actually called for the tack pulls. They are in the lead, but I think they just want to make sure they can close it out. They don't want Avant to get a foothold back into this game, so I guess at this time it may be a smart decision to call attack pulls. But meanwhile, I'm not sure if they used their pause earlier. I think they have. I'm not sure how many pauses are allowed in each half, but we'll wait and see what Frey are trying to communicate at this stage, and they're just going, okay, where do we need to go? What's weak? That was the most interesting thing I've seen. I mean, I've seen some things in CGI. I mean, with the knife kill through the smoke. Sometimes it's like really good, really, really funny matches to watch. It's high quality at times, mind you, but I think still just some glaringly obvious errors actually coming out from both teams as well. I mean, Frey, well, on the CT side they played quite well, but on the T side, I haven't seen enough of it, I guess. I mean, they're executing towards mid quite well. They're executing towards both sides very well, and Avant have been kept guessing really on where to defend. We do see Frey. They've finished their tack pause, and Avant are willing to follow as well. So I guess that tack pause for Frey as well as a tack pause for Avant, and I think this may actually be in Avant's favour at this stage, as DevK, they've been able to communicate and go, okay, what are we going to do with the AK? What are we going to do in terms of... It looks like they're going to leave mid open and just stack 4 towards the B side and see if they can find K-Star. But K-Star is playing a very safe position, should be safe and sound. Pilly is thinking about pushing out a little bit further, but I don't think he wants to risk it. And probably a smart decision, as the rest of Frey now making their way slowly up towards mid. Avant rotating en masse as they've cleared out Toxic. Pilly needs to be careful as he's come towards Z. Forge now peeking towards Highway, finds Gotslov. Nice headshot, now waiting for the retaliation from Z, but there's going to be nothing, as Avant more than happy just to wait for the terrorists to line up in their crosshairs. Catalyst. Mardo peeks in from Highway, isn't able to find anything it has, needs to just hide on the side. He's managed to spot out Catalyst, but vice versa. Devcade, he finds a nice headshot on return. It looks like the terrorists are going back towards B, so Pilly just needs to hide on this site and see how much damage he can do. Forge is also tagged down to 10 HP. I think he may have been dinked earlier by Mardo. And looks like they are going towards B, as Forge does manage to find Haz. Now it's up to DevK and Pilly, really the last two left standing. Aggressive smoke coming out as DevK. He's thinking about pushing through the smoke, but he's going to fall back, spamming through, he finds Seeker through the smoke. No, that's Pilly! Pilly, the hero, coming through. Unfortunately, DevK has fallen, but Inno was just absolutely too sharp towards the end. I honestly thought DevK was able to get a couple of frags through the smoke, but it was really Pilly, the hero, to actually get the frags from that B position. Unable to get any more, unfortunately, as a result, it's going to allow them to buy up finally in this round, and really, it's still draining on the Frey's economy. They've got a nice bank build up on Inno and K-Star, but I don't think it's good enough at this stage, and really they're setting up for a default once again as they just charge straight out through mid. Inno is just spotting towards Vent, and DevK needs to be careful being picked off. There is 3 towards mid. Forge is quite low, and looks like the counter-terrorists have given up control of the ace of the mid position, sorry. You see DevK jumping out, just trying to spot as they do hear smokes pop. Now, they have to be careful of the Z flank as well as... And I think this Forge's head has been spotted out by DevK as DevK makes his way back towards Truck. There is Haz on the A side and no further aggression from the rest of the terrorists. They're still scattered around the map. We do see Mardo playing in checkers behind the boxes, spamming through to see if he can find anything. There's nothing he can find. Forge holding aggressive in checkers, and looks like they're coming up towards A main. Has really the man to do the work. He's stuck behind quad as he spots 2. Oh my goodness, nearly line up for him. He spams down Catalyst. DevK does manage to get the trade in the end. And the bomb is going to be planted on the site. 4 and 3. Rotation needs to come out in the favour. DevK does manage to find Catalyst. Mardo found out by Forge, who was lurking towards Z, but DevK is able to get that trade 2 on 2. They know that there is a play within side of A main, but DevK just thinking about charging through a flashbang. It's not going to work, as K-Star going to get the first pick, and Gotslov going to switch out the AWP for the A4, going to be jumping up on the site. I don't think he's going to find K-Star. He's making a lot of noise. Seeker needs to peek out right now. Seeker's fired, so Gotslov knows where the one is, but he's not going to win that aim deal, as K-Star, I think with the HE nade, managed to do the damage. Oh yeah, there's a lot of guys who perform well on land here, I think. But Avant, unable to, I think really, they've got to come up with a really, really interesting anti-eco strat here. Eco strat here, or they're in really, really big trouble. And really, I think at this stage, what's really costing them is just this mid-aggression that's coming out from Frey. I mean, Frey just easily just walking in, and Avant unable to get the trades. he's going to be spotted out. Billy is tagged very low. Absolutely huge today. Is able to get the frag on towards DevK. Pilly is just pushing out further. Haz has been spotted out. Haz just dancing around to see if he can bait out Catalyst. But really, that's an acute attempt, as Haz is going to be taken down towards the end. And Godslov has made his way towards Toxic, but that's just going to make Frey just go towards A-side instead. Going to come down, get the second kill of the round. Nice shot onto Mardo as they filter on towards the A-side. Pilly and Truck is going to be found out with a nice headshot from K-Star. And Godslov, the last man left standing, is unable to find Inno. Inno doing a lot of damage. Is going to clean up the block in the end, so Frey just 2 rounds away from winning the match, and Avant, this is probably their final buy round. They have lost a lot of rounds in a row, but this is their final one where they can afford a lot of utility. And Godslov and Pilly, looks like Pilly has actually picked up an AWP. This is interesting. How is he going to be able to hold mid? Is he going to just hold from Z? He needs to get a frag on towards this boost player. As we see, no initial aggression coming out from the terrorist towards mid. This time is K-Star actually gets a pick on Amato, and B-side's left open. Inno charging through. They're completely blind. DevK, he's actually not being spotted out. Gets Inno. Forge has made his way underneath boost, and DevK moving out is onto him and finds a nice second kill. Now Godslov has made his way into B-side. I'm not sure if he'll spot it out just yet, as now the nade's coming onto his B-side. They're charging on towards the side, but Godslov completely blind. Seek is going to find a nice headshot. K-Star trying to spam through, unable to find anything. 3-on-3. Has rotated a long way around. DevK within the vent, but all of Frey have had the chance to actually position themselves correctly. And Catalyst, huge play to get the double kill, and this just may be GG, as Pilly is just going to have to save the AWP. But I think they're not going to be able to do anything. They've just lost too many buy rounds in a row. Frey just systematically taking mid in the buy rounds. Avant unable to do anything. They've been just able to take either B or mid just very successfully. I think at this stage it's just Avant overpeaked on the CD side, and the downside is setting in some nice executes from Frey. Really just blinded all the defensive players on the B side. As a result, Frey, very, very strong cage side, as they are on towards match point. They are going to be able to force up a couple of rifles, but what can they do at this stage? They haven't been able to crack the code, and that's the problem. They may be able to win 1 or 2 rounds, but they are unable to crack the code on how to stop Frey from taking either side. Seeker just comes out and just destroys Billy. The end. Haz is peeking aim, he's not going to find anything. He's just going to stroll out. He's not afraid of anything at this stage, and I think he's just going to charge in. Why not? He's in a good position to do so. We see a flash coming out, as he should be able to find DevK in quad. He does manage to do so. Coming across now, also find Godslov. Godslov does manage to get the spray down. Godslov thinks Seeker, but Seeker getting the second frag of the round after that nice shot. And Forge has managed to hear out Mardo. He's going to spam down Mardo. He's on a 1-4. I don't think he's in a situation to win this, and Frey going to be able to take the second map. So, looks like it's going to be tied 1-all. We are going towards, I think it's going to be Overpass. So this is going to be really interesting to see. I'm not sure if either team is versed in Overpass or if they know the strategies, but so far tied 1-all. Avant taking Cobblestone quite heavily, 16-7, then followed up by Frey taking this on 16-10. We will be going to the final map, which is Overpass, as mentioned earlier. Do stay tuned to see who's going to win the best of 3 and end up at the top of Group B. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We will be going directly into the final map, which is going to be Overpass. I think we are going live into the knife round. Interesting to see how the knife round is going to work for Overpass. Looks like it's just going to be towards Playground, but I think any team who wins this is going to want CT, so probably the most crucial knife round so far of this entire game, I would say. I mean, Cobblestone, it's flexible, there's a good CD side, they're able to hold it quite well. With Cage, some good execution from the T side, but really this time it's going to be pretty crucial to see who's going to win. This Avant have got, I said had the lead, but then I realized Has took down Pilly, and this looks like Frey is now in the lead. They are able to trade. Actually, DevK, I mean, DevK is a knife warrior today. He's been able to do so much work. Mato gets one forge. He's unable to escape in time. DevK with another 3k with a knife. So he's a warrior, as they're most likely going to switch towards the CT side, as they do go towards CT, and it's going to be interesting to see how they go holding off the aggression of Frey. I'm not sure how well pracked either team are, but I do hope both teams are. And really with Overpass, you just got to move the counter terrorists around. It's a lot faster for them to rotate from A to B. Rotating from B to A is a completely different story, so some good underpass usage will really be the difference in the world here. It looks like that all the terrorists are opting just to go towards A at this stage. Gotslov should be able to spot out a couple of heads, as he does just tap K-Star for 34 damage. And he should fall back quite safely, as the rest of the terrorists are making their way towards A, and there's a boost coming out just to make sure they can spot any action in underpass, and there is a bit of spammage through underpass. I think from the Glocks in towards short, as they do manage to come out now, and Hilly is unable to find any more frags. They are coming through towards short, however, and it looks like they'll be going back towards A. Now, we do have two of their players tagged. K-Star and Steaker are both tagged quite low, but the counter-terrorists are still playing relatively passive, and unfortunately we do have the over-rotation, I think, coming out from the counter-terrorists towards B side. They are coming towards long, Now, Gotsilov has done very well. He's been able to spot the information so far. It is 1-all at this stage, as we are onto the third map. It looks like they are setting for toilets, but still so much time left for Frey. It looks like they're just going to be running here and there, around and about. Forge may have been spotted out by Gotsilov, and look at that, they're going back towards B. The counter-terrorists, they're unable to come off the site, as we see he's actually spotted very aggressively. Now he's called the rotation. It looks like they are coming in. Catalyst getting the first frag. Catalyst getting two huge frags to allow them on towards the B side without any repercussion. And they're charging further in, as Mato's pushed out, I think, a little bit too far. Catalyst, he wants more. He's got 3. Can he get 4? And he can. He can't get the ace. Unfortunately, it's Gotsilov now pushing through with that P2K of his. Aim dealing out with Forge. They whip out the knives. Gotsilov does get the frag, but I'm not sure why he's going to pick up an empty Glock in the end, because Forge also ran out of money. Now, that's good for Gotsilov. He's got a bit of cash, so he may be able to buy up armor and pistol, but Frey just too strong at that time. Just moving around all the players. Really, Catalyst just going absolutely huge. Just maybe overpasses Catalyst for becoming like a massive player, because just running in, he wasn't afraid of anything, and he just actually demolished completely just all of Avant, and they're just unable to do anything in return. So we do have the bomb still within Playground. We have 2 terrorists making their way through underpass. It will be Seeker and Forge slowly pushing through underpass together to clear the way into mid. DevK has been spotted out, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a push coming out from the rest of the players. DevK, Forge is going to find an easy kill, and Inno's going to find another frag onto Billy towards long. So the bomb is now making its way towards B, has the solo man on the B side, on the pit, has spotted out Inno. They know where he is now, as all of them are charging towards Inno, going to be trying to tap fire and find Mato. Seeker does find Gotsilov in the meantime, as Inno does manage to get it in the end. So the maps was originally, the first map was Cobblestone. Avant took that 16-7. The second map was Cache, where Frenetic Array took that 16-10. Now it's going to be the final map, and Avant just going to be buying pistols once again. I'm very interested to see that actually a lot of them opt for CZs instead of the 5.7s. It looks like they're actually going to stack underpass this time. Forge and Seeker, they're traditionally the ones that work underpass, but it looks like it's Forge by himself who mollies off once. a smoke to stop that Molotov happening any further, as Haz pushes through. Forge finds him, also trying to find Gotsilov, as Gotsilov just walks down and sprays, unable to find anything more. Inno now pushing in towards Clown Pipe, as Catalyst does find Gotsilov in the end. Inno has spotted out Mato. They, I think, only know there is one towards short. DevK is now thinking about peeking out further, and he's going to peek out and spot out 2 terrorists. Forge, oh my goodness, Billy's coming out just at the right time to find Catalyst, as Forge does manage to get the trade. He's still standing his ground, however, as Inno charging through will find DevK. Mato, the last man left standing, desperately trying to run away, and he's going to be hiding towards Long B, just around the edge of the smoke, as the rest of Frey are coming towards the B side. It's going to take a superhuman effort for Mato to actually win the stage. He does manage to take down one, but is unable to take down any more, and only Inno and Catalyst losing their lives. They've lost 1 AK and 1 SMG, but they'll be able to buy up no problem, as K-Star is going to buy the AWP immediately. Seeker hasn't decided to upgrade. Catalyst, he's, I think, deciding what to get at this stage. Looks like he's bought a Galil, very interesting pick. Now Gotsilov, he's got the AWP in his hands. It looks like he's going very aggressive towards underpass to kind of try to shut down the aggression that Forge gives, and he gets the shot immediately. So Forge has gone underpass too many times, and Gotsilov has read him like a book, and they're just going to fall back and just regain map control. As Gotsilov gets another pick onto Seeker in party, so yeah, I mean, so far Gotsilov really just opening up this entire round for Avant, as K-Star, he's going to be smoked off and there's nothing he can do. He tries to make his way back towards B site, but he's just not going to find anything just yet. You know, he's just waiting to see if he can find anyone who's boosting through. DevK, okay, so Mato's going to be boosted up. He's going to find Inno, I think, very shortly. No, Inno, he hasn't spotted the boost. What a disaster! As they try to spam through to find something, Mato should be able to jump back and be able to stay safe, as Inno is going to try and spam through a little bit more. He's not going to find anything, however. K-Star, he gets the first pick onto DevK. He's coming across. Catalyst getting a shot into Has the bomb plant. The bomb site now smoked off, and suddenly they're doing a lot of work, but Bardo pushing in just at the right time. He's going to find K-Star who's scoped in, and Gotsilov and Pili just going to be cleaning up with that HE and M4 of theirs. So Avant's going to get the first buy round. It looked a little bit tight for them at that stage when Frey managed to find the picks on towards B side, but they were able to get the trades in the end. As a result, Avant finally put their first map on the scoreboard. They may have to drop a couple of their rifles. Gotsilov has to buy an M4 for at least DevK has, as we do see M4's dropped. There's the AWP on the ground for Gotsilov, so he's going to pick that up. And so the Bonnie situation going to be quite disastrous for both teams at this stage, actually. Now, Frey were able to get the bomb plant down, so they're able to buy it once again. We see a full set of utilities into what seems like a B rush, as the first smokes are to play Molotovs and HE grenades, flashes inbound from everywhere, as Haz gets the first pick onto Seeker. K-Star coming across is unable to find DevK. DevK coming across does manage to get the spray in the end. Catalyst, he's going to be trying to be a hero once again, but it's now Inno as Catalyst falls towards Pili, and it's going to be a 2-on-2. Gotsilov is rotating towards Heaven, and Haz is still inside the smoke. He's going to find Inno very easily as Forge picked off from Heaven. So Avant 2 rounds ahead. They've lost more guns once again, but they're going to be on an anti-eco this round, so Frey are not going to be able to buy up. We see a couple of Tech 9s. Seeker has a lot of cash, so we should be able to see him drop a couple of Tech 9s. Now we're going to see the Tech 9 train. Interesting to see where Frey are going to go with it. They don't have any flashbangs or smokes. They're just going to hard hit somewhere. It looks like they're going to hard hit towards A through party, by the looks of it, as we do see them making their way through underpass. Inno now pushing toilets. Catalyst, he's now been spotted out. Pili, he's in a poor situation. He's going to be found out immediately. And now Gotsilov is trying to make his way back, but he's got his gun out. He doesn't have his gun out. Inno's going to get the kill with the AK, and this has turned disastrous for Avant. They just didn't keep their guns out. They didn't suspect the fast rush on the eco. Frey have just completely thrown the tempo off guard. And as a result, Avant, they may just opt to save, and it looks like they are going towards saving. They're going together to try to save, and they are running away now. So Frey, that was absolutely inexcusable from Pili and Gotsilov. Really, they've been playing well on both maps, but they were just found out very quickly at that time with their knives out. they're trying to save it. The rest of Frey actually just actively hunting at the stage. First smoke goes up. DevK, he's in a bit of trouble. He's spotted out Forge and Catalyst as they now try to spam through. Now he's going to come across and try to get the spray out. They've lost another gun. We do see one of them jumping through the smoke. That's Inno jumping through the smoke, and unfortunately lost a couple of guns, but they did manage to take one gun at the very least. As Avant, they've forced up into getting a couple of pistols, as Mato do still have the rifles left in their hands. And we do see Pili actually making his way towards Underpass immediately. Gotsilov has got Pili supporting him, but there is already Inno within party. There is, I'm not sure if Has relayed the information as he falls back, but this may be a poor situation for AV to be in. Pili has managed to actually dodge that Molotov, and there's still no pincer pressure on towards the Avant players inside of Underpass. Nice HE grenades, gonna do no damage, even though I heard there's blood on the wall. Pili is not hurt, but there's blood, so as Catalyst gets one, Catalyst is able to get the second. I think with that blood decal, he's able to pinpoint the location, so a bit of an interesting fact there is Mato does manage to pick off Forge in the end. From short, he does fall back. DevK is just hiding. As a couple of flashes come out. DevK is still hiding. He's able to stay safe. He's just gonna wait to see and take up Catalyst from behind. As the the terrorists, Frey are going towards long. Has spotted out K-Star, but Inno is pushed through, but he's going to be found out by Mato. So Mato is a solo man of the A site as they both push in at the moment, but he's wide peeking way too far. Does a lot of damage towards Seeker, however, and Seeker, he needs to get away as he does throw a Molotov. Now makes his way towards long A safely. DevK was unable to get the trades, and K-Star in a really good situation to just get the first frag. Really some smart usage of utilities as DevK is slowly trying to make his way on towards Toilers to kind of see if he can find K-Star. As K-Star is hopping about making a bit of noise, so DevK knows where he is. And should be able to find... Oh, he is unable to get the find as he's tagged quite low. And K-Star with the backpedaling in the ancient is going to find him quite easily. And in the end, Frey just coming out ahead in this half quite strongly. So Ava now forced onto another eco. They don't have enough money to purchase up. Frey, meanwhile, it's a very, very strong position for them to be in. 4 AKs and all, but still a lot of money in the hands of Seeker. So now we're going to see an attempt at a boost from Avant. They're not going to find anything just yet, as Frey more than happy just to play passive with Forge lurking towards the B site. And they're slowly gaining control now of long as well as party. So they're also getting control of mid. Pili is thinking about pushing up towards the upper parts of Underpass, but looks like he's just going to come around and peek. He hasn't found Catalyst. Catalyst is just hiding at this stage, still unable to be found. And now the rest of them now pushing in towards long. Frey have got long control, and they're slowly starting to clear out Toilets. Catalyst has made his way back in towards T-Con just to make sure there is no counter-terrorists pushing in from the other side. Inno is spotting the correct line just to make sure Pili doesn't push in, but at this stage the terrorists can actually just backpedal back towards B side. They do have Catalyst working short, and it looks like not Catalyst, Seeker. No, it's Forge, sorry, it was the lurker. I can't see the 0s and 9s correctly. They do manage to find Pili. They just all collapse upon him. Now the communication has been called that they are going towards B. The rotate is coming out late for the rest of Avant, but they don't really have guns to compete in this round. K-Star is going to go for a plant inside the smoke, as they should be able to hold this quite easily. Inno getting a frag of his own to reset things down. Looks like the rest of the players is just more than happy just to save their deagles. I mean, DevK, he's trying to save his deagle. I think he's just sitting at bank. Gotsilov loses his life, unfortunately, trying to spot towards squeaking. It looks like the rest of the players just playing very tight lines to see if they can get a couple of exit frags if Frey decides to hunt, but I don't think Frey wants a hunt at this stage. There's no point in trying to take down counter-terrorists who have no money and trying to lose your gun, so... K-Star interesting calling a pause. This is really interesting to see that really interested to see that Frey actually causing balls when they're actually up so heavily. They're up 6-2. I'm not sure if it's an internet connection issue or anything. It doesn't look like an internet connection, so it may just be a real life thing at this stage because it doesn't look like it's attack pause. I think Avant, they're going to be using it as attack pause to see if they can figure out a way to get back into this. They should not be down 6 rounds like this on overpass. They need to take the next 7 rounds effectively, and they need to start doing it soon, otherwise they're in really, really big trouble. And they have the Orphan Gotulov, and really the rounds that they've won in terms of picks was really Gotsulov working quite heavily and playing aggressively. So now Avant, they're just waiting for Avant to unpause, as they are having a tactical talk. So Frenetic Array called the pause. I think one of their players had to do something, but Avant have used their pause to make sure they can simply just talk about, okay, what are we going to do to bring this back? We just need to hold our sides correctly. Okay, Gotslov, where is he going to take the AWP? Where are we going to work the AWP around? He's got to get a couple of initial picks. We've got to get some more information. Frey really love working around the sites, as we've seen earlier. So it looks like Gotslov is just pointing towards Fountain, but look at this. They're just going hard towards B. See if the first man out is going to find... No, Forge is going to get the first frag, and Hazare tags so low. The rest of Pili and Gotslov are on their fast rotate, and this may be a poor situation for actually the rest of Frey to be in at the moment. Forge is in a poor position, has spotted out DevK, and he's going to come across and find Haz. A nice headshot to find him. Hasn't spotted out DevK. Has spotted Pili towards the cutout. Not sure exactly what it's called. It's DevK now playing within the pit position. Gotsulov gets the frag onto Forge. K-Star completely blind. DevK doesn't manage to get the spray down. It's now 2-on-3. They've brought it back quite admirably. They are making their way back towards Ace, towards T-Con by the looks of it, so trying to split Avant a little bit further. They know that there's no way they can force their way in at this stage. There are just too many players on the B side, and it looks like Gotsulov is the first man to rotate out, and he's going to be followed up by Pillar. I think Pillar is most likely should just play Heaven. It just allows him to kind of rotate between B and A, so Gotsulov is going to spot that long position. Looks like he's jumping up. He hasn't spotted long, as the rest of Frey are making their way towards long, but he finds the first crucial pick on the Catalyst. Now, Inno is the last man standing, and we've seen what he can do, but the bomb has been dropped with 25 seconds left. There's nothing Inno can do. He charges towards Bank, refires, hits Gotsulov, I think, twice, but he's unable to do any more. Does manage to reclaim the bomb. There is the rotates coming out very slowly. They're all coming in from CT, but Pili is the first man out, is going to find nothing. Inno's going to try and spray down DevK, but Gotsulov is going to manage to clean up in the end. So that fast beat rush was looking good, but they were just unable to push out beyond the wall of smokes. They were unable to get onto the site and just shut down the Heaven, as well as the aggression from DevK. And as a result, a lot of their players falling. So that's around that Avant really needed. And I think Frey, they're going to be looking at, okay, that was a good attempt, but we just didn't get onto the site fast enough. So we need to make sure we get our smokes on better. We need to get our counter flashes better up. We need to make sure that AWPer can't spot Heaven. So they're probably going to play a little bit more passive this round. And as we see, I think Gotsulov has actually made his way towards Party, and he's spotting very aggressively up, but there are no he spotted out Inno. Nice shot on Inno's face to just absolutely shut down the aggression towards Buddy, and Gotsulov really the man of the moment for Avant at this stage. And we see that 10 kills and 6 deaths. Really the only player that's positive on Avant, but I think that's just because they had a string of some poor rounds, and really with this AWP picks they've been able to do some heavy work. Now Forge is thinking about pushing in towards B long, but he's the only man by himself. K-Star is slowly trying to clear the lines by himself with the AWP, but it looks like he's not going to find anything towards toilets just yet. And Frey, the bomb is still down all the way in Playground. They still haven't decided where to go just yet, and this may prove problematic because there's only 50 seconds left. They can't fake out Avant with a man down. It looks like they are trying to go towards long at this stage, but Gotsulov is spotting it with the AWP from Bank. Not sure if K-Star wants to risk it any further, as Forge does push out long to make a bit of a nuisance of himself. He's made the far left side. He flashes no one with that, as he's trying to find at least one frag, but he's unable to do so. But the rest of the counter-terrorists have fallen off, except for Gotsilov, and Gotsilov should be able to get the pick. No, he barely misses it. The plant does go down, but he does manage to take down Seeker. Pilly takes down Catalyst, and last man is going to be K-Star. Gotsilov wins the one-on-one sniper deal. And Avant now strongly coming back, so this is exactly what they needed. 2 rounds now in a row. Now just 5 more. They know that they can take at least a better position onto the T side of Overpass. And we see DevK, he's actually managed to... Gotsilov has given DevK the AWP, as he's going to play very aggressive with it. Meanwhile, the rest of Frey looks like they're going hard B. They're just going for a B long train rushes. We see just one issue, and that's going to do a heavy chunk of damage as Mato does manage to get a blind spray onto Seeker. Mato, can he get any more? Unfortunately, he can't, and really it's up to Haz to hold this. The bomb plane just goes directly down. Haz trying to spray through. DevK just managed to get a kill. Haz gets the USP frag, and Gotsilov cleans up with the A4, but the bomb plant does go down within the smoke. Avant do get the round, but Frey do get the cash, as they are now sitting, all players are now sitting on 7k, but obviously Frenetic Array have to drain their bank account a lot more compared to Avant, as only Mato needs to rebuy. And I think at this stage it's do or die for Frey. I think they just want one more round. They just got to force their way into winning, at least trying to get an equal half or try to win the half. And we just see this aggression from DevK. He should be able to get a pick. Oh, he's barely missed Catalyst and it needs to fall back. K-Star was watching the line, so very lucky he wasn't playing any more aggressive. Needs to wait, as he is tagged by an HE grenade. He is being set up by a pop flash from some of his teammates. He does come through. He spot out DevK, who misses the first AWP shot. Poor Inno is getting tagged from both the counter-terrorists and his own teammates. The rest of Frey still pushing their way slowly towards A. They need to get control of toilets, and Gotsilov, it's interesting to see that Gotsilov actually switched out the A4. I would expect the DevK to give the AWP back afterwards. Gotsilov has done a lot of great work as they do manage to take underpass. They boost through, they spot, they bust through, they spot Mato. Mato's had to go back, but he's now being taken out by Forge with a very, very lucky spray, I think, to get the final spray in the end. And Mato trying to spray around the edge of the corner. He's going to be completely smoked off and mollied off, tagged very low. He's still spamming through the smoke to try to do as much damage as possible. Forge is going to manage to clean up. K-Star taken out with Pilly. With his grenade, Pilly. He's doing a lot of work trying to now shoot through smoke to find something. The bomb plant still unable to go down as the bomb has been lost on the site. Is going to be taken out by DevK. I think he spotted the edge of Forge. Forge trying to edge peek, but trying to bait out one of the AWP shots, but he's able to do so, and he's able to land a nice AK headshot on towards DevK. Now they know the location of one of the counter-terrorists. Catalyst had to pick, what a disaster, he's walling himself off. He needs to wait for another 7 seconds, but 7 seconds later they may not have enough time. See Forge, he doesn't actually get one frag. Pilly, he's the last man left standing. He's got the HP advantage. He's coming across. He has one smoke grenade to use. And Forge in a really poor situation. Pilly is able to take it with a nice spray down. In the end, he's going to get the defuse quite easily. And Avant are going to finally tie it up once again. The Frey at the moment, they've lost what's really made them strong in the early rounds, which is really the map advantage. They've been able to get information of the map. I'm not sure where the problem is. Maybe it's just the aggressive AWP pick that's happening from a lot of their players. Now Haz has the AWP, so he might be pushing somewhere, but what they need to do is just try to find these players as fast as they can and try to shut them down, and just make sure that there's repercussions for actually playing so aggressively, that they can't play aggressively like this. Haz is going to go underpass with the AWP. Should be able to flash off Seeker. Nice flick shot to find Seeker. Seeker was unable to make it towards safety, and this is the problem. They're not pushing out fast enough to get control of party. Haz missing one AWP shot. He does manage to land one towards in again, and Catalyst finally does get the frag, but DevK's got him backed up. DevK gets one frag, switches out immediately for the AWP. Nice E-bonded usage there to swing down and get the weapon he needed. As now, it's a 2-on-4. The aggression from Avant just completely unpunished from Frey at this stage. As it is K-Star and Forge, the last two left standing, Son and Dad, up against the world as they decide to go through underpass towards B site. As we do see decals floating over the head of, I think it was Pilly. I'm not sure if it was Pilly or... No, it looks like it was Mato. Yeah, so interesting to see the decals floating above his head. Trying to analyze it, but I don't think I can. But We actually see Forge actually being picked off by DevK, and now all of a sudden it's K-Star, the final man left standing, trying to bust out a short. He's had to use one flashbang, using another flash to try to enter on towards the site. He's unable to find anything. He spotted out one player in Godslov, but DevK just too strong with the AWP. He's going to find the pick in the end. So Avant really just unchecked at the stage. Godslov, DevK they managed to pull themselves back into positive KDs alongside with Pilly. And really, K-Star and Seeker need to lift their game. K-Star has just been unable to find the picks that are really necessary with the AWP, and he's actually gone for the AK instead. I don't think he'll be able to afford an AWP without a full set of utility, however, so that's probably the issue there. Now, they have managed to make their way aggressively in towards toilets, but DevK gets one pick and they do get the trade. This is exactly what they needed. Isolate the AWPer, find him, and just try to push fast on to force the counter-terrorist to rotate out of B and then just rotate back stealthily like ninjas in the night. And Catalyst is now spotting the line with the AWP. He's coming across. Nice find onto Mato as Mato was jumping and trying to spot the line. Nice flick from Catalyst, and this is the round for Frey to win. Pilly is actually crab walking across towards toilets. He should be able to find Seeker. Oh, nice shot by Seeker though. Unlucky for Pilly does manage to make the trade in the end, but there's still a 2-on-3, and Gotslov is now making his way towards A site, so Frey needs to go back towards the B side at this stage. They can't execute on Gotslov actually rotating back towards B side, so I think just trying to read, and has been spotted out. Nice HE nades. K-Star still trying to edge peek alongside Catalyst. Misses once with the AWP, but ducks back to safety. Nice headshot and body shot to follow up. Kaz also finds K-Star, and Gotslov cleans up on Forge. So even though they got the bomb plant down, they lost the round 2. They were unable to get the picks, and Has really coming out strong for Avant as they are coming into winning the round. And really 6 rounds in a row from that tack pause. They really got their heads together straight, and they're able to pull it back. And you see that K-Star has actually gone glass cannon this time. He's gotten a smoke grenade and a flashbang. But for the rest of Avant, really, I mean, Pilly's just picked up an auto cannon. They've all got 10k at this stage. Why wouldn't you? And it's a bit of a split aggression that's happening. We see 2 charging in towards Clown Pipe or Long B, but they're not going to push out any further just yet. Train running overpass. That's why it's called overpass. But no aggression from the rest of the terrace. We do see 2 actually pushing underpass. He's made a little bit of footstep noise as he's now coming across. He's going to scope at the edge. Oh, unable to find Catalyst as Catalyst does get the jump. And now Seeker's going to come in through short. Frey. They're unable to breach the B side just yet, but they're forcing Avant to actually use their utilities. And Avant, they're actually jumping and spotting Mato. Very lucky actually not to spot once again. Seeker was onto him and may have landed a nice headshot. And Pilly, he's just relocated himself towards the truck on A site just to spot any terrorist from entering the A site. He is watching towards toilets from CT. And it's a quite good read from Avant actually. They've got 3 players on the A site. Well, 2 players on the A site now. One of them's rotated back towards B. So Ino's the man to charge on towards the B site. He's now coming across. Should find Godslov. Does manage to tag him twice. This may force one of the rotations out when the counter-terrorist from A site is. Now Mato comes across here. He's got anything else. He does manage to find Ino. Now they've heard nothing else towards B, so they must know it's A. But they're set up A correctly. Pilly, he's watching towards toilets with the auto cannon. Gets him and the bomb. It's been dropped. He also gets K-Star. Can he get the auto cannon on Forge? He cannot, unfortunately. He drops a Molotov to stop the bomb plant. Now Forge needs to charge through as Mato does take down Catalyst. Forge, the last one on that snag, he has managed to plant the bomb down in the smoke, but he's tagged down for 20 HP. Spamming through Desperate, but Pilly cleans up with the auto cannon. So Avant are going to come back 7 rounds in a row and take that 9-6. And that is huge. They were down at a very heavy stage. 2-6 on overpass does not look good, but they've managed to come back with the 6 rounds in a row. So now it's up to Avant really to actually just find the T-strategy. So Frey, they need to be able to hold the aggression. I mean, Avant have really come back with the AWP. K-Star has been unable to find anything with the AWP, unfortunately, at this stage. So hopefully he'll be able to get a couple of opening picks and try to open up for his team at the very least. Now, we do see AV, they're kind of split towards B so far, 3 unders, 2 towards B staging area. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but we do see DevK and Mato. They're now pushing in through short and long, respectively. DevK, he's still delaying his push. He's waiting for his teammates to get entirely ready as Catalyst. I think he's trying to jump spot, but he hasn't found anything just yet. And CQ has spotted out the edge of DevK, and I think DevK has spotted him vice versa as well. Mato's come across to see if he can find a peak, but actually interesting to see that Haz has actually got the bomb very aggressively towards sandbags. Catalyst has spotted out. What the heck was that? Catalyst! Catalyst with the Kukli one-tap jumping in a shutdown this Avant. I would be tilted if I were Avant at this stage. Oh my god, that was ridiculous. They're trying their best now, but really they're down numbers. Pili does manage to take Inno. Haz does manage to take down Seeker. Forge on Heaven tanked very heavily, but Avant are forced to go back. But oh my god, Catalyst, what was that shot? The jumping one-tap with a USP. No comments on it just yet, but definitely something for the highlights reel as they come back towards A. Forge in a good position with the P250, should be able to hear this and able to take down the bomb planner. He's able to take down Pili. Now Haz jumping with the Glock is able to manage to get the trade, but he's at 1-on-2, the time ticking away as K-Star edge peeking. He's able to get the frag onto him as well, but Catalyst is coming in from the other side. There's no time left. He's going to plant around the other side. Catalyst may have missed his opportunity. It's a 1-on-1. Haz is going to jump and peek up. He can't jump and peek one more time. He's going to peek across. Catalyst missing another shot. It's just a pure aim deal at this stage. I mean, nice shot once again by Catalyst. A mid-air headshot into Haz. But this time he's on the ground, so... Oh my god. What's that, Catalyst? So Frey gonna be able to pick up the pistol, as Gosselin calls it filthy. Mato calls him God. I would just be tilted. I would be salty if that happened to me. That was one of the most amazing things I've seen this entire week. AV, now on a forced eco, they have body armor. They are trying to make their way in towards B side. Seeker, he's in a really poor position. He's already instantly dinked. He's got more no utility. He does manage to do a good job though. He's managed to get 3 kills. He's still alive somehow. How is he not dead? DevK does manage to clean up in the end. You know, a little bit cheeky trying to go in for the 9th kill after his gun has been depleted of ammo. The bomb has been down. Catalyst will clean up, so you know, a little bit cheeky there, but Frey coming back. Very unfortunate for the terrorist, actually not able to kill Seek, who was behind the barrels, the Tech 9 and accuracy. Just unable to find his head towards the end. And Avant, they are unable to buy it once again. They've just got a couple of P250s, a CZ in the hands of Haz, and it looks like they may be trying to get mid control this time. But K-Star, he's spotting with a scout. He's spotted 2 crossing towards playground, so he's just going to fall back. He doesn't want to risk losing a gun, and meanwhile Forge has come back to back him up as he's trying to spray down. Does need to escape. K-Star does get a nice frag of his own on towards Gotslov, so the Catalyst is the first man to probably rotate out of this B site. They have spotted out K-Star. They're now in the staging area of toilets, but they don't know Forge is really close, and I don't think they'll check this as Forge gets 1, gets 2. Forge is going to be taken down towards the end, however. They will be able to pick up the A1. Now DevK's got the A1, is going to be reloading it and just watching the lurk to make sure that no counter-terrorists are pushing behind him, but at this stage there's still nothing they can do. There are 3 counter-terrorists now that are actually on the A site, and Inno's the solo man by himself, just playing B long, just making sure the bomb doesn't come back and just sneakily make his way towards B. And CQ is just in heaven, just spotting it. So looks like Avant are committed towards the A site, as K-Star is just jumping up with bank and making sure that long A is clear. DevK, he's now pushing up, and I think he's barely missed the head of K-Star. Catalyst watching the corner is going to rip DevK's head off with the A4 headshot. And now Pili's the last man left standing. There's nothing he can do with the P250 as the Catalyst gets the 2nd kill of the round, and now the scores are tied once again. Frey coming back on the CT side on overpass. K-Star with the AWP, all AKs in the hands of Avant, and I'm interested to see what strategies Avant have for us. Will they be able to take this round with strategies? Will he be able to force the issue with some good aim deals, or will they just be pressured out and just unable to take a sight? Frey, they're playing very aggressively. Interesting to see that Forge is not boosted up K-Star. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like it's a really good father-child bonding experience. I mean, when I was younger, I could just go on about the stories that I have with my dad, but I feel like that was a missed opportunity. Really a Kodak moment that could have happened there. But shame it didn't, but they're still alive. They managed to push in, just get out alive, and really that's what all they need. They didn't get any more information, however. They've opened up the squeaking doors and unders as they are spamming through. Has his tags slightly, I'm not sure exactly by who. DevK, he's still lurking towards the B position as Gotslov is making his way towards mid. They should be able to get mid control very shortly as Gotslov jumps up, just spots toilet, spotting no one as there is no one there. DevK, he's been smoked off as the auto camera is just jumping around, but Avant are going towards A site. Here's the first smoke and flashbang, so it looks like it's a bait towards A site, then they're going to fall back towards B site, so a bunch of grenades also coming out from the counter terrorists to kind of smoke off short to denying any information, but Avant are going to be hitting this B site, and it's going to, and it's some good nade usage actually from, I'd say, Frey, but they know Inno is actually very close towards Clown Pipe, and we see that the HE nades are targeting him. Inno has to wide peek, he gets one, but he's going to fall very shortly after. Seeker spraying through, Seeker gets two. He's going to switch out for the AK, he's managed to do it. DevK, Pili has actually pushed all the way unders, but K-Star's onto him with a nice quick scope, and Forge is going to clean up DevK in the end. So Avant, that did not work for them, unfortunately. They were unable to get the initial pick, and they had to try to force their way in, but it just didn't work. And now they're forced on to Eco, Frey. I wouldn't be surprised to see K-Star pushing towards Playground once again to see if he can get the initial pick, with Forge backing him up. So there's the smoke, there's the jump up, and there's one player. Oh, he missed the shot, unfortunately, on towards Mado, and he needs to fall back. Mado's still alive, thinking about pushing through the edge of the smoke, and he is with alongside with the rest of his teammates. DevK, he's also probably going to push through the edge of the smoke. No, he's just going to spam through, but oh my god, Avant had just pushed straight through. Forge has been unable to make the trade, and K-Star just needs to stay alive desperately at all cost. He just needs to buy time for his team to rotate as Bang gets smoked off very smartly from Avant. They do manage to get the bomb plant down. Now Mado is quite low, has jumped on towards the green bin just outside Bang. K-Star spamming through, just barely missing. No, has pushed through, but K-Star does find it. Oh, K-Star's unable to find Mado, who's just still hiding at the edge of the smoke. K-Star just aimed down a little bit lower. He does manage to find him in the end, however, so my excitement built up all for naught. Now Gotsalov is going to be found out very quickly. DevK, he's hiding at truck, able to get one kill on towards K-Star, was defusing, unable to get any more, so Array were able to rescue a very poor situation. It is 9-11 as the scoreline. As we see them actually buying up Gotsalov with the AWP this time. So they do have an AWP, and it'll be interesting to see how they're going to utilize this in terms of pick potential. Avant, they really need to get around now. They've lost the last... Wait, no, they won the last 7. I was looking at the counter terrorists, I'm like, no way, they didn't lose the last 12 rounds in a row, but they lost the last 5, so the momentum is just slowly swinging back in the favour of Frey. Avant may need to use their pause soon just to get a little bit of attack break. Seeker, he shouldn't be over-peaking it as DevK was spamming through, wasn't able to find any more damages. Gotsalov is tagged a little bit. I think he caught a HE grenade for his troubles, as has made his way in very close towards toilets. The first HE grenade coming out, but K-Star's in a good position to just flick towards Haz as Haz is pushing towards toilets. Don't know why auto camera is going the other way as Haz, oh, K-Star gonna miss the first shot, but they should be able to fall back actually quite safely on towards the A site. As the take long control, he's slowly pushing up by himself, and the rest of Avant at this stage slowly making their way into a DevK. He's going to find Forge. Oh, he's missed the spray onto Forge, and Forge takes them down. The rest of Avant now charging towards the A site. K-Star getting a nice frag onto Haz to start things up. K-Star getting another one on towards Gotsalov. Mado, he gets 2 on his own. He's very close to getting the 3rd, but Seeker does manage to clean him up towards the end, so definitely not looking good for Avant. They are able to force up after the 5-round loss advantage, but Frey just slowly running out of control on this map, and really what more could they ask for? 6 rounds on the terrorist side? I mean, of course you want more, but 6 rounds is really good to kind of stage a comeback on the counter-terrorist side, and they are staging a comeback at this stage. In fact, they're in the lead. Now it's up to Avant to stage another secondary comeback. They are going to charge. It's going to be dedicated solo man out, but Seeker is just going to shut him down completely. There is still no more further aggression towards any of B, so the counter-terrorists are just going to rotate back towards A site. But I think they may have missed their opportunity. K-Star comes across, nice flick on the Godslov to shut him down. Smoke and Molotovs going in towards Bank to really stop anything. Forge going to be found out towards Long as K-Star. He's now hidden. You can't find anything through the smoke. It is a 3-on-4. They need to charge through. Billy found with the P250. Catalyst finds Has. Fido is the last man standing, but K-Star too strong. We'll find him, and Godslov does call the pause, and that is a much needed pause to happen. They need to figure out exactly how to get back into this. They've lost the last 7 rounds after winning the last 7, so that is really the strength of the CT side on Overpass, but really they've just been unable to move the counter-terrorists around enough. DevK throwing his life away, did not sell anything, did not sell his life dearly even, and it just, I mean, it forced the counter-terrorists to rotate a little bit early, but they were just unable to just hold off long enough and get the trades effectively. A lot of the times having grenades out instead of guns, really just basic things costing them towards the end, and they've been unable to hold a retake situation. I mean, they've got the bomb down twice, which is a good trend, but you can see in these 2 rounds there are still 3 to 4 counter-terrorists still left alive. That was, I think, the eco plan, so they just got the bomb down, but that one was a full buy, and you can see that at Frey, they still have 4 members alive towards the end, so they've got to start making the trades work, and really some of their aim, I think, is just falling apart at this stage, as they just need to, I know their endurance levels are flagging, their energy levels, they're fatiguing, but they just need to make sure they slowly try and come back at this stage. Wouldn't be surprised to see the pause last for maybe another 20 seconds. But I'm not sure if you guys have heard of this, but CGPL have new 3 sponsors, so now we finally have MSI, Nvidia, as well as AOC joining us, so a big shout out to these guys. Thank you very much for supporting the CGPL season. So it is, once again, another big shout out to all the other sponsors that are supporting CGPL. So that's going to be Mwave now. So Mwave, the primary sponsor of the Mwave Autumn CGPL season. Then we have MSI, Nvidia, and AOC, followed by Turtle Beach, Plantronics, Logitech, Netgear, as well as AK Racing. Without these sponsors, this season will not be possible. Like, we wouldn't have a Division 2 and a Division 3, which is just so highly competitive. We wouldn't have these cash prizes. We wouldn't have an amazing LAN final that's happening in April. So, yeah, if you're in Sydney, please do come down for the LAN finals. That's going to be happening in April 16th to 17th. I think I need to double check the dates, but that is going to be the top 8 Division 1 teams going to come down and compete in a LAN finals with, indeed, some of the peripherals actually provided by the sponsors, so you'll actually get to see what these products look like, and you'll see exactly how it goes. It is the 3rd map. It's 1 apiece. The pause is now going to be over. Avant have been able to buy up. It looks like they're just going aggressive in towards short. Catalyst coming across, only getting 1, and oh my goodness, now Seeker shooting them in the back. Inno getting another. Inno shooting in the back. Seeker has managed to hold his own against DevK, and now Avant has been slowed down. Forge coming across, needs to be careful not being picked off himself, and he just needs to hide and try to smoke himself off to get across the safety. And Avant, oh, Godslov gets a nice pick onto Forge in the end. Pilly gets the pick onto Seeker, but all of a sudden Avant have brought it back. And K-Star's the last man left standing, and really Avant can go anywhere they want this stage, and I think they're going to go towards the A site. It is the safest site to go towards. They are slowly walking towards toilets. A 1-on-2. Can K-Star do it? It's going to be interesting to see. But really, a bit of, I think the problem there was with Forge. He overpeaked a little bit. He needed to sell his life more dearly. K-Star does get the first pick, 1-on-1 with Pilly. The last man left standing. Molotov does deny further information. He does manage to tap fire. He will pick up the bomb. Oh, he's coming back to pick up the bomb, and he's gonna maybe he fake plants it. And he's coming across. He's heard K-Star, and he's gonna take him out with a nice headshot to win the first round in 7 rounds for Avant. So is this where the comeback is going to start? But Avant, they're really poor now. They're going to lose their buy round advantage. They've got to win, otherwise they're going to be forced onto a double eco. Frey, they've got enough money to buy up this one, but they're going to be poor for the next one, so you may see an eco coming out of them. Interesting to see what they're going to do at this stage. So Billy has dropped down towards underpass to make sure there's no aggression, but it looks like that Frey are more than happy to play passive in this round. They're just playing very safe. K-Star still has the AWP. Bit of a, I think, misflash from Billy, as we do see the terrorists making their way on towards A site. Slowly but surely, we see two making their way through long A, one coming in towards mid, and Pili just pushing through underpass. So we'll see Gotsalov and Pili link up shortly in toilets. But Forge is just jump peeking long toilets as well as just the side. So this first smoke comes out, Forge is going to counter flash, and he's going to use his utility very early. So this is quite... If they make their way back towards B, this is a smart move, but it looks like Avant are more than happy just to push on towards this A side. K-Star just watching toilet. He spotted one. He spotted the edges. When they come out, it finds a nice pick onto Has. A follow-up with an attempt at a no-scope, but Forge is still hiding behind the side. Gets one. Gotsalov does well to get the trade. Now the rest of Avant coming on towards the site. Bomb plant should be going down shortly. They set up a nice pre-take position. Catalyst is pushed a little bit too early. He's going to be taken down by Marto. And it's going to be 3-on-3. Gotsalov is dancing around. Inno's coming towards the side. Inno's been heard out, and Gotsalov should be able to get the frag. He will be able to get the frag indeed. K-Star does manage to leg Marto. Marto still peeking out Seeker, now pushing through here where we get one. Marto does manage to clean out K-Star. Seeker, he gets Gotsalov. No! He's unable to swing around and get the frag onto Pili, who was on 15 HP. Pili once again with another one-on-one. And Avant, they forced Frey onto an eco. It'd be interesting to see if Frey do a force buy in this round. It looks like they're not going to. Seeker, he's bought up a CZ for himself, but no armor. It looks like they're determined to buy in the next one to try to come back. Avant still needs to take this anti-eco seriously. They have to be cautious, and it looks like it's going to be a hard mid-rush coming in from the counter-terrorist. The grenade's doing a heavy chunk of damage, and Avant is isolated on both sides, but they're doing well to win the aim deals, but they're losing guns rapidly. Pili, he needs to make his way out with the bomb. He does it back up from Gotsalov as the rest of the counter-terrorists, K-Star and Seeks, I was going to say Seekstar for a moment, Seeker, are going to make their way back towards CT, and looks like Avant going to make their way towards B, and probably the safe option at this stage, as they are going to work together to come in through B long. They have Gotsalov just following behind with the AWP. Bit cheeky there not to just check their close B pipe position, but I think they realized that they couldn't rotate across in time, and the first couple of grenades come out as smoke, just clearing the site, and just the bomb plan going down. Pili actually fakes once just to make sure there's no counter-terrorists lurking around. We do see K-Star coming towards heaven. He dags Pili twice. Very unlucky not to get the frag. DevK is probably thinking about peeking out by himself, as you still see K-Star actually dancing around and seeing if he can find something with the Deagle, as his head is taken off with the AWP of Gotsalov, and Seeker is the last man that's standing, probably just trying to get exits, but there are two AKs watching exactly where he is. Not sure why he doesn't go towards playground and try to find some exits, but Gotsalov does manage to clean up with the Glock in the end. So nice round from Avant to just stop the rush. And now Frey, this is do or die time for them, I would say. They've used all their economy in purchasing up, but Avant's economy also quite low. So really do or die time for both teams, and as we see Avant, they're going to take more of a side control. It looks like they're going unders, so 3 in towards unders, 1B, and just Gotsalov just making sure that no one can push through towards mid. K-Star has been boosted up, is just watching long. He's got Forge backing him up. The rest of the terrorists now making their way towards toilets from unders. We see Marto, who's actually pushed very far up. K-Star needs to fall down, but Forge is watching that line. He's able to get the first frag. Now they don't know where K-Star still is, as K-Star is... They've set up a nice crossfire, but Bomb has made his way on towards the site. Catalyst has been able to spot him out. DevK spots out Seeker and tags him cheekily on the edge, but the bomb plant has gone down towards A. It's a plant for toilet. Haz is... No, I don't think it's a plant for toilet, but Haz is the only man that's there. And this is really problematic for Avant. They've got a lot of players that are still in different positions. Haz comes across, gets one, but Catalyst does really well to get the trade. Now Forge is pressing DevK, but but DevK comes out at the right time as Forge is trying to jump across a smoke and flash. Unfortunately, the defuse is going down for the counter terrorists. They're unable to find it. Pilly does manage to get a double spray, but it's not good enough already as they're trying to get the frag into K-Star. They're unable to find it. They do have the AK orb, but an absolute disaster as they were unable to get the spray through the smoke. That plant was a little bit too deep in. Avant was not there, and that really cost them a lot. That said though, Catalyst and Forge still have to force up rifles. They have to force up for Masters, and K-Star going very aggressive towards mid once again. Hasn't spotted anything. He's very scared of the aggression of the terrorists, and he falls back just in time. He's able to make his way back towards A quite safely. Interesting to see that Frey don't really back up K-Star as much as other teams where they really heavily back up their AWPer. K-Star just has to run all the way back if he just feels unsafe. It looks like his game sense is working quite fine. It's been picking up better the later this game goes. Now, DevK is hitting Catalyst jump up and down, so DevK is thinking about pushing through. And there's no one actually watching short. Now, Catalyst has managed to re-orientate his way back across. He's only going to be tagged through the wall once. He's going to be safe. Now, there's going to be utility wasted on short as we're heading towards the final stages of this game. Inno, he's going to spot across. He's spotted out Mato. He goes for the spray deal, but oh my goodness, he's smoked off. But I think Billy should be able to find the kill quite easily, and he does. Now, Seeker coming across. He's unable to find any spray. Catalyst, he's got a lot of work to do with him, but as he finds one, Forge doing his best in heaven, but Gotsilov now peeking across. He's going to molly Forge off. Forge peeking out just at the right time. The bomb plant now going down on this side. K-Star still waiting at the edge of the smoke. Nice dodge through the flash. He gets Gotsilov through the edge of the smoke. Some nice AWPing that's happening from him. And he's... Oh my goodness. Oh, nice! Shot once who has, and Forge cleaning up. A 2-on-5. The dad and son combination teaming up to win the round, and it's gonna be match point for Frey. So after 3 maps, it is nearly the final round, and really, what can Avant do? They're trying to force up. They're trying their best to get back in the game. They've got the bomb down. They just need to do it and make sure that they can actually save the retake. But Frey so far so strong. K-Star once again going for an aggressive peek. He's gone all the way in, but an initial AG grenade is just going to make him fall back. He does have backup this time from Forge, but they're making their way very quickly up underpass, and they've got control of mid. Looks like they want to go A. They want to force the issue. They've got very poor rifles, and they're just charging. They're just charging straight through. I mean, the smoke is not deterring them. Mato's made his way all the way towards the CT entrance of toilets. And we see the smokes deploying. This may be the final play of the match. We will find out. K-Star, he's trying to shoot the smoke. He's found nothing just yet. He's got no backup, unfortunately. Oh, Pilly, he's spamming through, but he's dinked instantly by Catalyst. The bomb plant has gone down towards A. Forge getting the first frag from long as Mato was trying to go through. Catalyst has been boosted up, but he's been tagged and heard. And now the smokes are fading. This is problematic. Pilly gets one, but Catalyst and Seeker, they also get kills. And now it's up to DevK and Gotsilov to hold us from toilet. Inno, he takes down Gotsilov, and Inno's going to clean it up in the end. And oh my goodness, it went down to the wire, but Frey are going to take it 16-12. Such a tight game, and really that is possibly what we expect from the 2 top Div 2 teams, I reckon. I don't think Avant should feel disheartened from it. They played very well. Just some small things they need to pick up on. Yes, Catalyst, I got your filthy USP shot, and you've got the reaction there, so feel free to use it in your montage. But really, both teams playing well. Probably some mistakes still coming out from both sides. I mean, Frey, they really need to be able to figure out exactly how to not, warm up so slowly. I think they need a lot of work on Cobblestone. Otherwise, you lose out on the veto. Not sure what else, but yeah, definitely well played from both sides. It was a very, very great match, and looking forward to both teams just tightening up their crossfires, tightening up their plays, just making sure that they can land the shots that they need to do so. So, yeah. Otherwise, that's it from me. I mean, that's two of the top 2 Div 2 teams. Doesn't not include Guts, but depends on which way you want to take it. I mean, all Guts need to do is just win and just end up in top 2, right? That's all they need to do. Regardless, that is the final map. I will end the stream now, so thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope to see you tomorrow. There should be another good game. I think I'll be casting Reflex up against Brimstone at 6:30. So I hope to see you tomorrow, nice and early.